Welcome everybody. Sorry we went a little too long there. I was I bumped my monitor cable and it's a little glitchy and it went dark. Anyway, welcome everybody to Tuesday night. It's always Tuesday night here at the House of Toon. Welcome tonight. I have a debate with a moon landing denier claiming to be a doctor. I don't believe that he is a doctor. And his name, he goes by Rasa Vahari. He is in China. It does seem he's in China. So if you do get a chance to ask anything to him during the Q&A of the modern day debate portion of it where they have the Q&A, be sure to ask some interesting questions about his doctorate. Like, where did you get, what accredited university granted you your doctorate? Wouldn't that be nice to know? Or where did he, I think that he says that he is a medical doctor. And if he's a medical doctor, you say, well, where did you do your residency? What was, what's your specialty? And, things like that. I think these would be fantastic questions to ask him. And if I'm incorrect, then he says that he's a PhD. Then, what was his thesis and his dissertation? And what was it like defending his dissertation against the panel? Yeah, where can we find his dissertation? Now, he does not want his name to be known, and so I'll respect that. And so I wouldn't expect that he's going to point to where his dissertation was published for that reason. But I would say, certainly he can talk about it. What was it like? And where was his residency? Anyway, super happy you can be here. It starts in about 25 minutes. James is the moderator, the host and moderator, James from Modern Day Debate. And he is preparing for the debate con. And so the debate con is tomorrow. And tonight he is in a hotel. I verified this via email when he's like, yeah, I'm going to be hosting it. I'm like, oh, but you'll be at debate con. He says, yeah, hotel room. Anyway, what else is there? PT194, please contact me quickly. If anybody knows him or knows how to contact him, send him a message and say, hey, MCToon would like to talk to you real soon. Hate stares for $5 is his chat. His advisor was Dr. Chad GPT. Anyway, yes, PD194. PD, please. I need to talk to you. I think I've talked to him before, but I can't recall if I did how it was. I checked email, I checked Discord, I checked DMs. I don't know. Anyway, send me a message if he can. He is, so is he a Bible thumper? Asked Travis Stratham. I think you're talking about Rasa Vahari. He is not, to my knowledge, at all. So, anyway, so I've got a little bit of, I got a presentation to present live and on Modern Day Debate. Part of it I've done before, part of it brand new. I like to bring something new each time to a debate, if possible, especially if it's on a platform that's somebody else's platform. I do my best to bring the best to somebody else's platform. I want it to be something unique and novel. So I have some new stuff to present. So, Mr. Gustafson says, love from Sweden. Well, thank you. I do love ABBA as well. Who doesn't love ABBA? They're the best. They're the best. Dancing Queen, right? And the soundtrack to Saturday Night Fever. And, don't Don't Lose the Love and Feeling. All songs from ABBA. Anyway, I'm looking. I haven't got an email yet. It's a little early. I'll give you a little taste here. How's this look? This is what it will look like when it's going there. I've got the Modern Day Debate chat there on the bottom right. So I do have to fix that. It's a little it's showing like it's not showing quite the right amount. You need to see. You don't need to see my chat window. You don't need to see that. There we go. There's what it looks like. How's that? Mr. Gustafson, for 100 sex, says 100. Sweet. 100. Love it. It's a good number. It's better than 99. And less good than 101. All right. There we go. How are you all doing? So, Saturday. Well, let me get this out of here. Saturday, I will be on Dr. Shiva's panel again for the second part of it. So the first part was each side presented the experiment they thought should be the one to do and the one that they will commit themselves to the results, right? Well, the point is all of us will commit ourselves to the results of the experiment, right? How does this experiment work? You take a guess, as Feynman says. You get a hypothesis. And it can be a guess. It can be an educated guess. It can be whatever you want it to be. You could have a dream. And in the dream, you could have a vision of a snake eating its tail. And then wake up from the dream and say, I hypothesize that the benzene molecule is similar to the snake eating its own tail in that it's in a ring. Let's go and test the geometry of the benzene molecule to see if that's the case. That's a perfectly fine hypothesis. That's what was hypothesized. I forgot the guy's name. It's a little hard to say. And then go test it and see, it makes a prediction. The prediction is that it's got a particular geometry, and go test that geometry. And if it's the case, super, you have confirmed your hypothesis. So the hypotheses, the two different ones that we were proposed on Saturday last week was the position of the sun it's in a spot in space, and from a position on the surface of the Earth, based on the location in three-dimensional space where the sun is and where you are, and whatever medium might be between you. For example, I say there's air, and that will cause a slight variation of the height of the sun depending on how close it is to the ground. But it will not dramatically affect its left to right or its azimuth position. So flat earthers may hypothesize similar things. That would make sense. Or whatever else they might hypothesize. And so then we are then to compute the consequences of these hypotheses, bring them on Saturday, the computations of them. So we will each be presenting how we can take the time, date, location of an observer on the Earth, and then output the azimuth and elevation angle of where the sun should appear to be. Both of us will have that. Secondly, and I covered this on Tuesday with Dan O, Kevin, the flat earther, used Man of Stone's experiment, saying, let's hypothesize a plane flying at a consistent elevation over the surface of the Earth, and an ILS system, an instrument landing system, on the surface of the Earth next to the runway, angling up a dual beam at about 3 degrees, and where will the airplane intersect that beam? And then because it is a slight difference between globe and flat Earth at what distance from the runway it will intersect that. So Dano and I and Dr. Prabhakar are putting together the models for that, for both of these, and we'll be presenting them. So I will be live streaming on my channel here on Saturday. So you can watch it here. You can watch it on Shiva's channel. I think also Dan will be doing it. So Max says, I hear booty calls. Why would you hear booty calls, Max? And Peter says, I'm married. I am married. Right there. And yeah, yes, I am live streaming right now, but I'm talking about on Saturday when I'm on Dr. Shiva's panel for round 2, where we each present our model. So anyway, then we will be then after that working to actually do the test. So, oh, Max hears booty calls a lot. I mean, of course Max does. Who would not know that? So, okay. And here it's about 1:45 and no email yet from James from the hotel room. Who here is going to or already at DebateCon? But say in the chat there. I know that FTFE is there. I saw him on Friday and Saturday last week, and in Chicago we hung out for a Friday and Saturday. It was a great time. So good to meet him in person finally. So let's see. Wow. Look at we got the moon landing hoax there is commenting a little sassy there on Modern Day Debate. I don't know if you can read that or not. It says the only receipts MCToon has is the receipts he gets from his monthly YouTube income. It pays well to pretend to be a hoax debunker. Well, I don't do a lot of moon landing hoax debunking. Number one. Number two, I mean, it does pay nice. It's a good hobby. And I appreciate very much especially the people here that support me directly through memberships and through super chats, through Patreon, and also just through viewing and whatever else you do. I appreciate that. And I do have receipts. And every year the IRS gets those receipts and I pay taxes on them too. So something that a lot of flat earthers teach classes in how to not pay taxes. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. So, all right. Oh, you can't see. So were you able to read what that said there? Is it too small? I can, let's see here. I can probably, let's see what it will do if it makes everything bigger. How's that? Is that? No, I know this is black. This you can't see. I'm talking about the live chat here on the bottom where it says MDD chat. That's what I'm talking. Is that. So yeah, I do know what I'm presenting. I'm going to drop it down to 1 there. How's that? I do. I've got 2 presentations ready to go. So, okay. There we go. Nothing to see over there. That's where the Zoom window will be once I get a Zoom link from James. CapQ57 says I can't read it. My glasses aren't that good. You want to go to zenny.com and get yourself some better glasses. That's where I got these. I wish I was sponsored by them, that I could get some receipts from Zenny too, but no such thing. George Hand says, I hope I've missed already most of it. All right. What if the moon was just a mind virus that has infected all creatures and we all just collectively have the exact same hallucination and something cabal? There you go. That's it. So now, I will say, Rasa Bahari is a different type of moon hoaxer than most of them. He does understand that diverging shadows are normal, at least. He still gets confused on other shadows, He doesn't quite get the geometry of all the shadows for some reason. I don't know why he gets some, but not others. Sorry, I gotta clean my glasses here. There's little schmutz on it. Why did I say schmutz? It's Yiddish. I don't speak Yiddish. I think it's Yiddish. I've been to New York twice, which is basically where the Yiddish is spoken. I don't know. Icy Spin says, has his whistle gotten bigger since the last show? Yeah, he claims to be a whistleblower. He has said in the past that he works for the Chinese Space Agency, which I doubt. MX2 says PhD Tony, and he apparently would like people to think that he also has top secret access to things in that the Chinese Space Agency has. But also, I'm pressing X to doubt. All right, I've got the Zoom link. Opening it up. Meeting passcode. Pasted. And to Zoom. Okay. Here we go. How do they explain lunar laser ranging? So, hey, James. All right. They can hear you, James. They can hear you.
Oh, Melvin.
Yes. What's up?
I don't know if you're talking to your stream, I'm guessing, Melvin, but I have to read your fortune from this fortune cookie.
Okay, read the fortune from the fortune cookie.
Seize the opportunities that will define your future's course, Melvin. I'm very big on,
James, you could just say you're very big.
Thank you. I've just had so much food, Melvin. I really am very big right now. Like,
how much of that food is Subway?
None today, surprisingly, because usually I do it when I travel, but I didn't have any Subway today.
None.
Very sad. But we're gonna have a great time.
Yes.
Dr. R, can you hear me? Excellent. You're still on mute.
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can see. There we go. I can hear you crystal clear.
Can I test a video, whether I'm getting audio when I do a screen share on a video?
Yeah.
Wow, that audio is terrible.
Oh.
It is echoey.
I'm in a small classroom.
Sounds like you're in a giant amphitheater with tons of echo.
Yeah, classroom, university. Can I try a share screen?
Yes, you can. But a more ideal room would be change would be trying a different room. Is there any other room that it's a little bit clearer? It's not a terrible thing, but it is. People are going to think that it's like a tech issue or something.
Maybe if I open the window, that will reduce the echo.
Maybe.
Let me try.
I'm guessing he probably does teach English at a university. It's pretty easy to get a teaching job there. My goodness.
Like my baby, Melvin.
Oh my gosh. This is always the same. It's always the same. Why is it never different? It's like
What?
It's like he's in a bathroom, James. It's just
Might be.
James, people are asking about your shirtless picture with the Subway tattoo.
It's out there. It's out there on the web.
And oh my gosh. What is...
I don't know what's happening.
And James, by people, I mean females.
Well, that's hard to believe, Melvin. It's almost always men that ask in the live chat that want to know about my...
Specifically Angel Gamer this time.
That Angel Gamer might actually be Alan Gamer.
I have met Angel Gamer in person many times.
I don't know, Melvin.
Yes. Mr. Gustafson for 100 sex says Dick W sucks. That's Dick Wayne. Dick Wayne sucks.
Wow. I wish I knew who that is.
Dick Wayne is a regular in my chat. He's I think it's a fair assessment.
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
Excuse me for butting in. Okay. I can also disconnect my VPN. That might prevent any line drops. It would take me a minute to do that. Right now I'm connected through VPN.
What's a line drop? What do you mean?
If the VPN breaks, I'll have to log back in, you know, so I might as well do that now.
Sure. Okay.
That's a good idea.
It just take me 1 minute.
Yeah, definitely something to do before you connect.
All right, give me a second. I'll be back.
I mean, it's not going to fix his the sound like he's in a bathroom problem, but
don't worry, he'll open the. He just hasn't opened the window yet.
well, something certainly happened.
I don't know if opening the window is going to help very much.
No,
but I don't remember him having an echo like that last time.
No, well, I don't. It's almost like he's homeless, or something. I don't know. Like,
or he lives in a mansion and it's empty.
Could be. Jack Fetter says, Dr. R, I'm always wondering what happened to Shaggy after Scooby-Doo stopped filming.
Well, now you know.
Lord Illuminous Pooh says, we, the Illuminati, built the moon because we needed a place for our hidden base. I mean, look, a distraction.
I don't know about you, Melvin.
All right, James, do you know Jack Daniels?
No.
Have you ever been to an alcohol store?
Yeah.
Do you know Jack Daniels?
Uh-huh.
Okay. His brother Jim says, breaking news. This is just in from Field Reporter Parody. Bickwayne to summit Mount Everest without the aid of oxygen due to high pressure rushing up to fill the low pressure at the summit. Film at 11.
Did you say Bitcoin?
No. I said Bickwayne instead of Dick Wayne. You see, it's parody.
Oh, I thought you said Bitcoin. I'm nervous about Bitcoin right now. I think it'll be all right, but
how much Bitcoin you got?
Oh, I love what's happening. Are you okay? What's happened?
Oh my gosh. What?
This should have been in the live stream, but
oh my god.
Dr. R, what's happening over there?
Well, I opened the doors and the windows. That will help a little.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Can I try this screen share? Testing? Testing?
Jeez.
1, 2.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to try to play a little short clip.
Well, no, not. I need you to do a favor, not play the audio though, because I need you to narrate it, because otherwise, that's how YouTube will give me they'll demonetize the video. They'll say, "Hey, you're using someone else's content."
Oh. Okay. Just have to deal with it then.
You could show photos or even video of it as long as you're narrating it.
Right. No problem. I mean, I was planning to not have to narrate, but if I have to, I have to.
Is it your video?
No.
Somebody else's video?
Yeah.
Like
NASA video or something.
NASA video or something. Well, NASA publishes everything in the public domain. So you're
Well,
safe with that.
This is a public video. It's not anything.
Well,
It's public domain material I'm playing, but it's not my video.
I still need you to narrate it. I'm tired of you guys playing videos, and then it's like, I just need you to explain it. It's like, you know, because you're obviously able to explain it if you're in a debate on it. So what I'm just doing right now is I'm fixing up, was the moon landing faked? MCToon.
Angel Gamer says, I love Zenny.
Oh, moon landing.
I just got some lime green frames.
And
They are good. I do like Zenny. Inquisitive Infidel says moon landing deniers are easily
that RAS.
easily confused.
And then the VIHARII.
Hey, Rasa, are you using the mic on your headset, or are you using a different mic?
The headset mic.
Do you have that?
If I switch,
You have it selected
if
in
I
Zoom?
switch, should be. Maybe that's the problem. Real-time audio. Audio setting. Let me check. If I unplug the headphones, you'll see it's even worse. I could try that now. Then it'll get the laptop microphone, but I think it'll be worse.
I mean, you could just select it in Zoom.
It's saying it's coming from my laptop either way, but it doesn't have a microphone.
Oh, the humming went
Ooh,
away.
it sounds better. It sounds so much better now, though. James, it sounds better, doesn't it?
It does, because there's no more of that like weird screechy hum.
Yeah, you don't even hear him. That's perfect. I mean, nobody's gonna complain.
Dr. R.
Nobody's gonna complain about that.
Dr. R.
Oh, you know what? Icy Spin says Jack Fetter had to switch to ramen chirp chirp. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, it got worse.
It did seem to somehow get worse. It really is bad. Is there any other way?
How is it so bad?
This headphone's broken. Let me try it this way. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So is that better or worse?
I'd say better.
Yeah,
Okay.
less noise, less hum.
But the problem is I can't hear you guys now.
Oh, that's probably fine. You
No, I
weren't gonna
can't hear
listen.
it.
You weren't gonna listen to what I was saying anyway.
I don't understand you. How can you not hear us? Like,
With my laptop, the speaker is broken, but with my headphones, the microphone is broken.
In Zoom, you can pick a different input and output.
you can. So you want to pick the good part of each one in Zoom. So whichever one has the good mic, you'll go down to that audio button, like Melvin said, at the bottom, and you'll click the little caret that points up, and you can select the mic or the speaker, whichever it is you want.
He calls me
Great
Melvin.
idea, Melvin. I'm slow.
He thinks
today.
he thinks he's funny
Really
calling me
individual.
Melvin. Evil Producer One says I made chili this past weekend. Y'all definitely needed to open
Maybe
the
I can choose
windows.
speaker only. Let's.
Open the windows in my house.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You
Can-
can hear you, but there's still that hum.
Peachy Sony says it might be better if you were outside the window.
It's microphone. Let me try.
Oh, everything's perfect now. I can't hear you at all. That's how it should be. And James is frozen. Oh no, James not.
What about now?
Oh no,
Oh my gosh.
bro! It's like 10 times louder. The hum is so bad. I need you to wait. How about this? Just what did you do earlier that made the hum go away? Because there was a point at which we could hear. I think we could hear your voice, but you couldn't hear us. Let's just get to that point.
Okay, is this bad now? Is it
Less
Not
hum.
as bad.
Less hum.
not as bad? Okay. Let me try one more, but I think that was the best. Okay, what about now?
That's
Can you hear me?
same.
Is there a plane?
Same.
Is there an airplane flying overhead?
No, not yet. I can mute it most of the time. It's just, I only have this option really.
But
Could you possibly next time get some cheap Chinese hardware to source it locally?
Yeah, I should have got a better headphones.
well,
I just mute it most of the time.
well, what I liked is there was a point at which we could not hear the hum at all.
Right, but then I have to unplug the headphones. I can't select headphone
But wait,
microphone separately.
I could have sworn though that so you have to unplug the headphones.
Right, in order to cut off this headphone speaker, headphone microphone, I have to unplug the headphones. And then it automatically goes back to laptop microphone.
Okay, so
What in the world is that?
no,
That's a school bell.
have you snuck into a school? Okay, so basically, never don't answer that.
James is savage.
If you turn off your, if you unplug your headphones, not yet, but and then if you go to Zoom and you click that. So let me get this. Let's put it this way. The only way that you're able to hear us, the only working speaker you have, you don't have one through your computer. You only have one through your headphone, correct?
Correct.
Rasa, I could ship you this thing.
We're just gonna do this. This is not too bad. We're just gonna warn the audience, and we're gonna move through. I don't hear it, so maybe we do just if you unplug while you're not speaking, that helps too. Although I don't hear anything now.
Maybe he's muted right now.
I could do that where I unplug while I'm speaking, but I need the headphones to hear you guys,
Yeah, I would say, how about this? Just when you're giving your opening speech, if you can unplug your headphones, and if I wave and I go like, ah, that means that we can't hear you. But otherwise, just keep going. And then during the open dialogue, you can go back to your headphones and we'll just tell the audience, we'll warn them. I'll warn them.
Deal with it. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Ready?
Angel Gamer says Flirts can't tech, but apparently they can get a PhD.
Well, you don't have to do it now, though. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me because who's going to go first? Given that the moon landing was a fake, that would be Dr. R who goes first, right?
That I think is the case.
It's up to you guys.
It was
I can
not
go first
fake,
or second.
though.
I suppose the burden is proof on me since I'm making an extraordinary claim.
That's right.
Okay, we'll have you go first. So basically, when I say, I'll go, hey, everybody, tonight we're debating the moon hoax and we're starting right now. And I'll say, with Dr. R. Thanks for being with us, Dr. R. The floor is all yours. And when I say that, basically you will do your opening. You'll unplug your headphones and do your opening, okay?
What's our time frame?
Dr. R, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Wait, how is it? Or did you just have it unplugged? That it sounds like
I was on mute that time.
Oh, well, yeah. Just if you mute yourself, that's another way that.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're not talking, just mute yourself. But if you are talking, oh, I don't understand. So go ahead and talk a little bit. Do like, give me 10 seconds worth. Well, count to 10.
Rather than listen to him count to 10, probably 73 for 750 Uruguayan pesos says, hey, comrades, drinking beer, hoping to laugh. Hello, Toon, Max, and everybody. Thank you very much. Probably 73. Then again, he comes in and says, seeing what's going on here, the after show is going to start at 5 a.m. I have to work. Yes, this is going to, it's going to be forever. Nugs Automation says, this is the issue. Flurfs can't comprehend fixing technical issues. And you believe they have the capacity to believe the Apollo missions are real? Yeah, they think everybody is as incompetent as them. In the Life says, I guess his doctor's degree isn't for electrical communications. No, it's not. No questions from me. Monkey Cat Pat Pat says, that's the school lockdown alarm. Tim Davidson says, it's PEBCAC, an ID10T, and a mental 404. Thank you, everybody. I'll catch up on Super Chats after.
It's all yours. Oh, we can't hear you though, Dr. R.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ready.
All right. So I'm starting with a few disclaimers that in the past, I need to retract a few of the things I said, okay? First one was in a previous debate with MCToon, I had mentioned that the photographs of the Earth had a different cloud pattern, but I hadn't seen the right timestamps. So that cloud pattern could be explained by the timestamp difference. So that's my first retraction. And the second retraction is something I said in a much earlier debate. The first debate, there was some guy with the checkerboard fingernail paint. I forgot his name. But in that debate, I had said the official story was that the NASA astronauts couldn't take off their gloves and put them back on while they still had their gloves on. But I was wrong. The official story is that they could put their gloves on. So I'm not going to debate that point. It is a little questionable because there's a video of them putting the gloves on and off on Earth, and the guy needs help. But I'm not going to debate that right now. I'll just retract that point. And the other point I need to retract is on another previous debate with MCToon and the other guy, I had mentioned this Surveyor 3 band, and I said there was like, two bands were left and right, and actually they were up, down. And so I have to retract that point as well, because I found later the photograph where you can see the two bands, the shadow from the two bands, and they are up, down. So that's the third point I wanted to retract. And then finally, the last point, also I wanted to, this was a previous debate with MCToon, and I had a giant lens, a giant Fresnel lens that I was using to create shadows on these little Lego astronauts. So I'm not retracting that theory, I just need to modify it a bit. So this is my 4 retractions before we begin. And let's see, where to begin? I think, do you want me to begin presenting evidence of moon landing now, or do you want to just make MCToon have anything to say?
This would be MCToon?
No, it's his turn to make his case.
Okay.
Okay, great. So I'll start presenting my first piece of evidence here. Let me do a share screen then.
Okay, ready for you. Folks, if you haven't heard, DebateCon 6 is this weekend. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be amazing. And if you can't make it out to Nashville, which I'm there right in Nashville right now, it's amazing. But if you can't make it, if you're like, man, my arms and my legs both fell off at the same time, I can't travel, check out our channel memberships. If you join the Final Word membership, you can watch the entire conference, all 7 stage debates with that membership. So check out that membership at the join button, and we're going to switch it over to Dr. R right now. Ready for
All right. You see my share screen, right?
Yes.
Great. So this is the Surveyor 3 craft as it was sitting on the moon taking photos of its footprint, his foot pad, right? So I want to explain this series of photographs. In the first photograph on the left, the scooper has scooped up 1 scoopful of dirt and dropped it onto the foot pad. So that's the photograph number 1 on the left. Photograph number 2 in the middle, the scooper has scooped up many, many different scoops and dropped them all on the foot pad. So you can see the foot pad in photograph number 2 is nearly halfway covered with dirt. Now, photograph number 3 on the right, what has happened is the scooper has taken the tip edge, come back down to the foot pad, and pushed away some of the dirt. You can see there's a white spot in the top, on the top of the foot pad where the scooper had scraped off some of the dirt. All right, so this is the real Surveyor 3 craft, which is still sitting on the moon today. And this is the way it should look today, because this was the final movements of the scooper and the final photographs sent to Earth. Now, I'm showing the reference. This is the document where these images came from. Surveyor 3 Mission Report, Part 3, television data. All right, let's look at these images. All right, so here you can see the footprint, and here you can see the clop of dirt and where the scooper has pushed away some of that dirt. So you can see a very clear white spot here where the scooper pushed away some of that dirt. Next image, the same thing, but it's a little bit higher up, but you can see the you can see where the scooper has pushed away some of this dirt. All right. Okay. Next image, same thing. This is one of the final images of the scooper, the foot pad, and where the scooper has pushed away some of the dirt. Yes, I think you all can see that.
Yeah.
And final image. There's 4 images of the final resting place of Surveyor 3. There's 4 images of the final resting place of the final foot pad after the scooper has pushed away some of those dirt that had been dropped on the top of the foot pad. Now we come to Apollo 12. Oh my goodness. So on Apollo 12, it's not the same. Sorry, it's not the same dirt. They tried their best to kind of imitate the dirt which had been dropped on the foot pad and then scooped off, but you can clearly see it's totally different set of dirt there on the foot pad. Okay, and like, for example, even here, this is a different point, but the footprints here, the craft supposedly bounced, and it bounced once, and then bounced twice, and then bounced a third time. This is also impossible, but we're not going to go into that point today. Let's just keep looking at the dirt on the foot pad. I'm zooming in on this dirt. It's totally different from the actual Surveyor 3 craft. You can see the dirt is still there in the middle of the thing. Okay, let's keep looking more. So there it is. Now the astronaut put his boot to hide the footprints. You know, he put his boot down to kick up dirt and hide the craft's landing footprints. But you can still see, you know, I'm zooming in on this dirt here on the foot pad. Next picture, same thing. Now, in the next picture, he goes to the other side of the craft. Now, when he gets to the other side of the craft, he purposely leaves the camera out of focus because he knows that the dirt on the footpad is not the same. So you can see the camera is purposely left out of focus here. Not only is the dirt on the footpad not the same, but these scoop marks. They tried to emulate the scoop marks from the real Surveyor 3 craft, but if you actually analyze the real scoop marks, you'll see these are different scoop marks, but we're not going to go into that point. Now we're just focusing just on the footpad. So you can see, even though it's out of focus, you can see the clumps of dirt here do not match at all. It doesn't match the Surveyor 3 craft. So let's look at a couple more. Here's again, you can see the dirt there's dirt on both sides and there's no white spot in the middle like on the real Surveyor 3. Next one, same thing. Oh, this is the best one, really. You can see it's totally different dirt. All right, last one. I think this is the last one. Yep. You can see the dirt is different. All right, so this is my final image. The top two images is the real Surveyor 3 craft. I zoomed in here on the dirt. You can see where the Surveyor 3 dumped the dirt, and then it scooped away some of that, and it's white here where it's pushed away. And again, this is zoomed in. The scooper pushed away some of that dirt, and you come back down here to the Apollo crafts. It's totally different. It's totally different. So I'm going to leave this up, and we'll let MCToon reply to that one.
Thank you very much. We are going to kick it over to MCToon indeed. I'm going to take you out of that share screen mode. But folks, want to let you know, as I said, DebateCon 6, our huge debate conference, is this weekend, Nashville, Tennessee. If you can't make it, check out the Final Word membership level, as the debates will be streamed for our Final Word members. You don't want to miss it. But if you're like, hey, I can't do the Final Word membership either, they will eventually be uploaded to the Modern Day Debate channel. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't. With that, we're going to kick it over to MCToon. Thanks for being with us. The floor is all yours for your opening statement.
All right, thank you very much. Glad to be here. James, next time at DebateCon, you got to get me there. I'd love to come and debate something. I know you don't do science stuff, but figure something out. Anyway, I'm going to share just a second here. I'm going to share my screen.
MCToon, if you ever go back to Antarctica, please invite me.
You were invited last time.
I was like, all right. Well, anyway, well, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, folks. We do appreciate your support. And also, though, our guests are linked in the description. I want to say we appreciate our guests. They're the lifeblood of the channel. And we're going to kick it over to MCToon for his opening statement now as well. And we can see, floor is yours.
All right. I have two things. This one I've presented before, but I like to present it again because there is not been any evidence-based answer presented to it. So the hammer and feather from Apollo 15, astronaut David Scott dropped a hammer and feather at the same time, and if they were on Earth, the feather would fall slower because of air resistance. But on the moon, it would fall at the same rate, and then also they would both fall on Earth at the same rate as Earth gravity, and on the moon they should fall at the same rate as moon gravity, and we can test both of those things. We've got the video right here, just a real short video of it falling here. And I know, James, you don't want me to play the audio. This is from NASA, so it is in the public domain, but they dropped the hammer and feather, and this was broadcast live. Right there it is. And they both went, oops, didn't mean to click on that. So anyway, broadcast live to TV. And so they did fall at the same rate. So they had to be in a low pressure environment. So could it be a vacuum chamber on Earth? Well, if it were in a vacuum chamber on Earth, then we could test for that by looking at how fast it accelerates on the Earth. But let's just measure it, right? So the frame rate of the video is 29.97, about 30 frames per second. How many frames did it take to fall? And we can count that. There we go. This is my own video I edited here, and I counted the frames by hand as it falls. And after we do this, knowing the frame rate, we can apply kinematic equations to determine how much acceleration it was experiencing. So there you go, 36 frames, and that's 1.2 seconds. And the height of the drop was, let me go back, the height of the drop was about 4 feet. So here's kinematic equations. We can use number 3 because we have the displacement, the time, and the initial velocity of 0. We can substitute that in, that v sub 0 times t plus 1/2 at squared gives us x. And we want to solve for acceleration. I'm doing this quickly here. But you see on the bottom left there, acceleration equals 2x over t squared. Plug in those variables, that gives us 1.69 meters per second squared. I missed the squared in this slide here. The acceleration of the surface of the Earth is 9.8 meters per second squared. And what is the expected acceleration on the surface of the moon? Well, it is 1.63 meters per second squared. So this confirms that it is falling in moon gravity, and it confirms that it is in a vacuum chamber. So sweet. We've confirmed that. This was live broadcast on TV. And could it have been something else? Well, let's see here. Conclusion, the hammer and feather demonstration must have taken place in a vacuum and at a rate of downward acceleration of the moon's magnitude. There you go. But could they have been in a vacuum chamber and recorded normally, then slowed down to make the drop time match moon gravity? You know, like on the surface of the Earth somewhere and then in a gigantic vacuum chamber. Well, there wouldn't be enough frames in the final video. But what if they recorded at a faster rate and then slowed it down? You know, changed it. What FPS rate, frames per second, would they need? I do a little math here. On Earth, the fall should take 0.49, about half a second. And that gives us a required frame rate of 72 frames per second. So I can speed up that video and play it at 72 frames per second instead of 29.97. And that's about 2.5 times faster. So let's look at what it looks like if we're to do that. So this is then the claim of people that say it was sped up. This is what the actual recording was according to them, and what it looked like when they actually recorded it. So here we go. The audio, I'm going to leave the audio because you hear how fast it would have to be. Look, watch how they move around and bounce, how fast. This is the claim that this was how it looked when they actually recorded it in real time. So watch them bounce around way too fast. Boingy, boingy, boingy. Not how people move in reality. So it could not have been sped up in real bulky suits and stuff like that on the surface of the Earth. So falsified that hypothesis. So, all right, that's one. Second one here is, hold on, the audio. And now I know, Rasa, you have mentioned this back in 2019. Rasa mentioned this. So let's see if you've done your work since then. So Apollo landed on the moon, and in 1969, some people recorded it live as the actual broadcasts were sent from the moon. Particularly Larry Basinger in Kentucky did this. There's the antenna that he built. He bought a World War II era radio and custom built that antenna. and he put it on a motorized Alt-Az mount and recorded the audio from the moon. They pointed that antenna at the moon and heard the astronauts before it was broadcast on TV. This is very important. Few seconds, it was about 5 seconds before the TV played it, they heard it. And that's because when it was transmitted from the moon, Basinger received it immediately as soon as it got to the Earth. And when it was recorded by the large dish receivers at different places on the surface of the Earth, it had to be transmitted back to NASA, I think in Houston. And then that was sent to the TV stations, which was then broadcast out to TV. So there is that delay because of those multiple hops. But Basinger didn't have that delay. And here's an article from Louisville back in 1969 about that. All of my sources for this are on mctoon.net/moon. If you would like to go there, everything I'm sourcing is from there. Anyway, would you like to hear the actual recording? Here it is. It is pretty staticky. I'm going to play a different recording after this. I won't play much of this because of the static. It's difficult to hear, probably over Zoom. If I have a link to the original you can play on your own. You can hear it pretty well yourself. If anybody would like to, Max did a little bit, but if anybody really has some skills in cleaning stuff up, you can download it right from my website there. So this is the actual recording. And it's pretty difficult to hear. So I won't play much more of it, but you can hear, and you can actually line it up with the recordings from 11. This was during the moonwalk. So anyway, go to my website, or you can find it elsewhere online to actually listen to the full length, and you can hear all the talking. I got a better one coming though. So could it have been faked though? Could NASA, not knowing that Basinger was going to be recording it, somehow say, well, you know what? We're going to somehow transmit it to Kentucky, just in case somebody's in Kentucky, because everywhere on the surface of the Earth has a different angle to the moon. So how could they do that? Well, when they were not pointing the antenna at the moon, they didn't get the signal. And when the moon set, they didn't get the signal. But they did get 35 minutes of recording while they were pointing it at the moon. There is no orbital satellite. There is no way that you can put something in orbit around the Earth to transmit from between a particular viewer and the moon for that amount of time. There's no position. There's no satellite. If it was a geosynchronous satellite, it would not be in that position. It would be, you'd need to point your antenna to the south. This was to the south. If it was in an orbit, like a lower Earth orbit like that, well, they orbit the Earth in a much shorter amount of time. So they couldn't be stationary. So, and it couldn't have been ionosphere bouncing because it was in the gigahertz range, and ionosphere doesn't work below or above about 40 megahertz. So it could not have been locally faked. Then the Bochum Observatory in West Germany also recorded it. And they recorded the landing. And they have a 20-meter dish, a significantly better ability to play and record. So I'll get that up here in just a second. It's coming. Just a second. All right, I got it queued up. So now the Bochum Observatory did have line of sight to the moon during the time of the landing. And this is what the moon saw at that time. And you can see there on the upper edge, Germany is in line of sight. And shortly after they landed, they did not get a signal anymore. So how could NASA have faked it? They would have had to put a craft somewhere between the Earth, Germany, West Germany, and the moon, and have it not orbit the Earth, just somehow magically stay there. How would that be done? You'd need to produce evidence for that. So this is important though. This is pretty cool. I don't know if the stereo will come through, but this particular recording has been synced up so that the left channel has the recording from Honeysuckle, which was where it was received, and then sent to Goldstone, and it contains Charlie Duke's voice on there. But the right channel is what was heard at recorded at Bochum Observatory. It does not have the voices from and the different noise from NASA. You don't hear anybody at Capcom. So I'll play that now here.
Forward. 30 feet down, 2.5. Pick up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Fade shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward, just into the right a little. 6, down a half. 30 seconds. Forward, just.
You heard 30 seconds. That was Charlie Duke saying 30 seconds, but that was only in the left ear. I don't know if it's coming through Zoom or not.
It is.
Okay, good.
Contact light. Okay, engine stop. ATA at a descent. Mode control, both auto, descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in. We copy it down, Eagle. Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
And there you go. You hear Charlie Duke only in the left ear. If that came through to you all the way through Zoom and through YouTube, just in your left ear, let me know. That would be very cool if it did come through. Anyway, so once again, we have a recording, an independent recording, not from NASA. They confirmed it. It wasn't something that NASA could have faked, because there's no way that you can place a satellite between there and the moon to do all that. Similarly, it's in the gigahertz range. It couldn't have been in the ionosphere. NASA didn't know that West Germany was going to be recording it, so they wouldn't have known ahead of time to go and somehow try to transmit it in the vicinity there. And it was line of sight. Those dishes are very much line of sight. So anyway, there you go. There is I'm going to stop share, James. There's my presentation on how we know that the moon landings were definitely real and people were on the moon.
Amazing. Want to say, before we jump into that open dialogue, folks, thanks so much for watching here at Modern Day Debate. I forgot to mention, if it's your first time here, we are a neutral platform hosting debates on science, religion, and politics. My name is Dr. James Coons, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because if you can't watch DebateCon this coming weekend via the Final Word channel membership, all the debates will be uploaded to the channel, so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. You'd be crazy not to, because you can watch the conference at some point once everything is uploaded. With that, we're going to go into the open dialogue, because I have a feeling Dr. R is not convinced. But maybe, Dr. R, have you changed your mind? What have you got?
Actually, I was wondering if MCToon had a reply to what I had presented.
Yes. All right. So, I mean, you're not going to not answer mine, of course, but, yeah. So, there were two drastically different, daytimes, right? So the photos from Surveyor 3 looked like they were taken where the sun was coming from above. There weren't any side to side shadows. The pictures from when Apollo 12 was there, the sun was shining from the side. And so specifically it was coming from the front of the foot. So the part where it was scraped was in shadow in that view there. So that explains it pretty well. The photo, like you said, is not well focused. Now, asserting that they knowingly did that, is pretty ridiculous, because you're saying it was done somewhere in a studio. So it wasn't the astronaut hastily doing something. They had all the time they needed, according to you, to set up the shot as necessary. So they didn't need to have the camera be out of focus. And I don't know if you know this, but there weren't a lot of options in the Apollo cameras for focus. So anyway, I'd like to see. It's unfortunate, you know, you can't go back and make the lighting be different there.
Okay, so it's a lighting thing. All right, can I go to the next point then?
No, you gave your presentation.
Yeah, I presented one of the proofs of a hoax.
Did you notice that I went through all of my stuff?
Yeah, you did a couple proofs.
That's the format that has always been on this show. Every time you've been on the show, it's been the same format. At the beginning,
Right.
You present. Then the other person presents. Then we have a conversation based on the things that were presented already. You already did your presentation.
Well, there's tons and tons of evidence of a hoax. So
But
if you don't want to see them, if you're
Why
afraid of them,
did you not do them at the
it would be
appropriate
a
time?
long show for me to present all of the evidences of a hoax.
Me too. I can go through hours and hours and hours of presentations of evidence that we did go to the moon. I chose just a couple as a convenience to James and the audience, because that's the format. I'm aware of the format. I read English just fine. I know what the format is. So, thank you for yours. What do you have to say to mine?
Okay, so regarding your two proofs of a landing, the first one is that you're basing it on several assumptions. One assumption is that the frame rate is 29.7 frames per second, which of course it wasn't. And, you know, you can't just take NASA's word for it. It's not science if it's based on other people's words.
I didn't take anybody's. I measured the frame rate myself.
Yeah, but you were told by NASA that it was filmed at 29.7 frames per second.
No, the
You're taking
video.
that for granted.
No, the video that I have is 29 frames per second. I know that NASA did not transmit it at 29 frames per second, but the video that I have is at 29 frames per second. That's how I measured the number
do you know
of frames.
that?
Because I went into I have the program called VLC. It's free to download. And then I put that video that I downloaded from the YouTube channel in VLC, and I went to media information and it said frame rate 29.97. That's how I know.
Wow, so you're just taking the person who created the frame rate. Okay, anyway, you're just, so the second point is that.
Wait.
The second assumption.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
The second assumption is that this was being broadcast live, which it was not. It was being played back. And the third assumption is that this had to be filmed in a vacuum chamber. No, it didn't. The only thing they had to do was take a hammer and put lead inside of inside the middle of the feather. Put lead in the feather, it will drop the same as a hammer. You don't need to be in a vacuum chamber to have a feather drop the same as a hammer. So these assumptions are totally wrong. You don't know what the frame rate is. You don't know that it was broadcast live, and you don't know that it wasn't a weighted feather.
I do know that it was broadcast live because millions of people watched it live.
Okay, millions of people saw it, so that means it was true.
No, that means it was broadcast live. Millions of people watched it live. That's how we know it was broadcast
You
live.
don't know what you were seeing, whether it was live or not.
But I did do analysis of it, and I did confirm that the gravity there was not Earth gravity.
The gravity is based on the frame rate.
You didn't address
which you're
that.
Assuming.
No, I didn't assume it. I didn't
You're
assume the
assuming
frame
the
rate.
frame rate.
I read the frame rate off the metadata in the video.
The metadata was created by NASA.
No,
You're
it
just
wasn't.
taking their word for it.
The
Yes, it
metadata,
was.
the metadata was created by the video editing program that digitized the video.
Yeah.
You
which is
don't
NASA.
understand. No, NASA didn't digitize the video that uploaded to YouTube.
All right. The next point is this.
No, you didn't address this. We
your
can
point is
we
so
can time
based on
how,
assumptions.
we timed how long it took. The frame rate is irrelevant. I know the source is not
It's
the
totally irrelevant. You can't calculate gravity without frame rate. It's
Yeah.
the most important thing.
Yeah, here's what you could see. If you watch the 36 frames that I did, you can see that not every single of those 36 frames is the actual source video updating. The source video transmit live in 19 which was 71, right? Was definitely not 30. It was slower. I think it was 11 or 15 or something. I don't remember the exact. So but so you can see that, and you can see that 2 frames in a row don't move the hammer, and then it moves, and then 2 frames in a row it doesn't move, and then 1 frame and it moves, and then 2 frames and it doesn't move, right? That's what, when you move frame rates from one rate to another, it just keeps the same frames consistent. So the original, yes, definitely not 30 frames per second, but the source video that I have was 30 frames a second, and that tells us how long it took, and it took 1.2 seconds for it to fall. So then I sped it up to the rate that it would be on Earth, about double, and then played it, and we watched. And so this is what, I didn't take NASA's word for it. I played it at the rate that you would need it to be at for it to have been accelerating downward at the rate that was on the surface of the Earth. And then they look ridiculous. It's obviously not how they're walking around.
Okay, let me reply to that. So if you watch the NASA video carefully, what they did was they have it playing back at 1 speed, and just before he drops the hammer, they change the speed. So that way, yes, of course it will look ridiculous if you play the whole thing at the right speed.
Oh.
But if you see only the hammer drop, so this is actually very simple.
Just a second.
They did this on.
Just a second. You don't trust NASA. I definitely don't trust you. So do you have proof of this, please?
Do I have proof of it?
You would need proof of this.
I just showed you that. Okay, so so in what is this? The movie of Capricorn 1. And on that movie, he's jumping down from the ship, and the guys in the control theater, get ready, he's going to jump, slow down the film. And then they slow down. Of course, this is just
okay.
But this is so easy for them to speed up and slow down wherever they want.
Okay, go ahead, prove it. Trust me, bro, isn't how these things work.
I already showed you proof that they faked it just from the footpad, which you made the most stupid reply to.
No, you didn't. This is a different
There's
topic.
tons of proof
you
of a
are
hoax.
claiming that somehow magically you have information that they definitely changed the frame rate of the video. Prove it.
Yeah.
Without trust me, bro.
You either trust me or I trust you, and I'm not trusting you.
I'm not asking. Not asking you to trust me.
You have a group of frames, and you're telling me this is the rate it should be played back at. Oh yeah, I'm going to trust you on that. Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I tested whether or not that's accurate. Then by playing it at the frame rate that would be necessary for Earth gravity. And they bounce around ridiculously. So now you are claiming that parts of it were played back at a different frame rate and saying, trust me, bro. I don't trust you, bro. You will need evidence for that. Either. I'm not asking you to trust.
Do I trust you?
You don't need to trust me. Anybody can go do the analysis. I'm not making any claims based on my trust. But you are saying, trust me, bro. So I need you to provide evidence that they did that. Did somebody?
Okay, I'll show you another piece of evidence.
Did somebody? No, I'm not asking you for some other piece of evidence. I'm asking you to support your assertion that the frame rate was changed. So who did it? Who said they did that? Where was the write up on that? Where's the evidence that this happened? Other than trust me, bro.
NASA's gonna admit they faked it in your face. Right. Give me a break.
You've made the claim. You now have the burden of proof to support your claim.
You made the claim that they didn't adjust it.
I
know they adjusted it.
I
know they adjusted because the people at NASA told us.
Who told us? And who's us?
The people at NASA told us
who's us?
In China
who's
about
us?
Their plans. Us means the China Space Agency.
But you're not part of the Chinese Space Agency.
How do you know that?
You're not a part of the Chinese Space Agency. That's how I know.
I trust you,
because Because you're
trust you.
just saying, you're just claiming it.
It doesn't matter what I claim.
Show
I'm
your
just telling you.
Chinese.
Ask me how I know. I'm telling you how I know.
Show your Chinese Space Agency ID.
There's plenty of evidence of a
Show
hoax,
your Chinese
and I know
space.
exactly.
Show
There's
your
so much
Chinese
evidence.
Space Agency ID.
I'm not an employee. I'm an assistant.
Oh, so you don't work for the Chinese Space Agency. You're not an employee.
I'm not a direct employee. No.
Got it. So when you say us, you're not talking about you. You're talking about somebody else. You
working
aren't
with
part of
them.
No.
I work with them.
You're
not
just
for them. I'm
okay.
not an agency.
So
but I
so
work
you're not
with
part
them.
of you're not part of the us of Chinese Space Agency.
I am part of the us.
No, you're not an employee. You said you're not an
There's a
employee.
difference between us and an employee.
Yeah, you're not an employee.
Right.
You're at a university right now. You said you're not at you're not at
a
the
university.
you're not at the Chinese Space Agency right now.
No, I'm not at the Chinese Space Agency right now.
Well, why not? Since you are part of the Chinese Space
Agency.
Agency.
Them, not for them.
Oh, how do you work with them?
Part time.
Oh,
not full time.
Part time.
Okay.
And how are you privy to this top secret information as a part-time non-employee?
This is a good time to go back to the moon landing per se.
Yeah, evidence-based. Okay. So what about the transmissions that were recorded in Kentucky?
Okay, great. So the transmissions recorded in Kentucky was very, very simple to pull off. So can I share a screen with that picture?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure can.
Sorry, Mike.
And it's now visible. Oh, I think you muted yourself. Let me just double check you're not muted. Well, yeah.
I'm sorry, my school bell was ringing.
No
Let me
problem.
share again.
Ready for you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, so you can see that the command module had a FM signal of 2272.5 megahertz, and the SIVB had a FM signal of 2277.5 megahertz. So the way they faked the moon landing was the SIVB was the unmanned craft which they sent around the moon, which was transmitting at 2272. So the public thought they would tune into 2272 and tune into the command module, but actually they were tuning into the SIVB, which was just an unmanned craft circling the moon. The command module itself remained in low orbit the whole time.
So trust me, bro. They did go to the moon, and they did have something orbiting the moon at that time, and they did transmit something from the moon to the Earth that was pre-recorded, and they had sent to the moon already. And okay, trust me, bro, on that. So you got amazing.
Yep, there's tons of evidence of a
There's
hoax.
no evidence for that. That's just you saying, trust me, bro. Versus the people that were actually
I know that
there.
they faked it, and I'm just telling you how they did it.
The people that were actually there, that actually did it and actually were involved and said, yeah, we actually were on the moon, and that's actually my voice there. Versus you, somebody that doesn't work for a space agency, but claims he has top secret information from a space agency. No, I don't trust you, bro. You're going to need to provide evidence that that is what they did.
Okay, so I'll show the next piece of evidence then.
You already presented your evidence. You already went through your presentation. How do you not know how these things work?
So you're afraid to see the next piece of evidence?
No, what happened is You have said as your refutation of real evidence, trust me, bro. That's all you've got. Both times. Trust me, bro.
And so have you.
I
You've given
don't
your trust me, bro.
No, I haven't. I don't trust you,
Yes,
bro.
you have.
I've
I don't
played,
trust your phrase per second. I don't
I've-
trust anything you
I've
say.
played the actual audio recorded at Bochum Observatory, and you said, with no evidence, that nobody was up there, that they just sent an unmanned probe up there with no evidence.
Okay, so, I prepared 5 or 6 proofs of a hoax. If you're afraid to see them, I'll just
Rasa,
have to say bye-bye.
How many times have you been on this show?
It doesn't matter whether you
How
want
many-
to see them or
No,
not.
Rasa,
That's all I'm asking. If you
Rasa.
don't want to see them, I'm going to leave.
Rasa,
Bye-bye.
I don't care.
I'm not going to waste time.
I don't care if you leave. Rasa, how many times you've been on here? It's been the same format every time. How do you not know this?
Many times in the past, I presented evidence after evidence after evidence. Now you're just afraid to see them.
And every time you've been told, Rasa, why didn't you pay attention to the format? Are you a child?
Well, this is up to James. James, it's your call. If you want to see more evidence, I can present it. If you want to say the thing's over, it's over.
Let me just be sure I understand right. So it sounds like, MCToon, are you saying that you want to still discuss something else before he goes on to his next alleged evidence?
James, I think that you need to talk to him like a child and instruct him on the format that you told him beforehand. This time you didn't exchange emails, at least with me, but apparently he can't understand the format, and I don't know. Maybe hold his hand. He needs help passing water, and somebody has to hold his tallywhacker.
Are you saying that you okay? So maybe misunderstood. You're at a point where you're saying, well, no, I want to show my evidence right now and have him talk about where we talk about that, because he's shown his stuff that he wanted to show, and now I want a chance.
Now I don't have anything else. I followed your format, James. I presented everything that I had in my presentation time, right? And then the open dialogue is to discuss the things that we already presented, right?
Yeah,
that's the format.
True. That is the convention. So Dr. R, I think that MCToon is saying, you're bringing up new evidence. Is there anything that from Dr. R's opening has not yet been discussed that MCToon you'd like to discuss, or Dr. R you'd like to defend?
Yeah, I already said the lighting angle was different.
Dr. R, is there anything from your opening statement that you felt like, oh yeah, well, we could still talk about this, we haven't really covered this, or no?
No, I mean, to me, the whole lighting angle is the most ridiculous thing. Anybody can look at those pictures clearly and see the dirt is totally different. That's all I have to say. You go look for yourself. I gave you the reference numbers. Go look for yourself.
Well, we can jump into if you guys want, we can jump into the Q&A, but MCToon, if you want to humor him on his new stuff, he looks like he's got a new video or picture, but if MCToon, if you're like, hey, I want to discuss what was brought up in the openings, I could understand for sure if he brought it up in a closing where you weren't able to respond. I'd be like, it would be very uncouth to bring in new evidence, but if you have the time, otherwise, if you want, we can go to the Q&A, MCToon.
So James, I put a lot into this, right? I spent a lot of time preparing this, and I take it seriously. And his answer, of course, is "Trust me, bro" to my stuff. And I work hard to prepare it, to time it, to make sure it's going to fit into the time frame, right? Obviously, he doesn't give a damn about that. He doesn't respect you, James. But I think we can humor him. Maybe have him go on another thing. Obviously, he thinks he has a long list of things, and he just wants to go and ramble for hours and hours. But And how does he not know that it's not called dirt? Anyway, yeah, give him one more.
Okay, so it sounds like you are open to talking about something new that he wants to bring up. Unless I know that you said you put in a lot of work into your opening of MCToon. If you want to take the lead on calling his attention to a specific topic that you brought up in your opening, that you're like, hey, I want to talk about this. This is what I prepared for. But I feel like you're just wanting to bring up something new. I want you to at least, like, why did I present my opening if we're just going to talk about new things you come up with on the fly during the open discussion?
Yeah.
Is there something you wanted to talk more about, MCToon?
No, I mean, he has made a bold assertion in response to my to the audio recordings with no evidence, which is, of course, the typical, you know, when I say I ask for evidence, he just laughs like, huh, you think I have evidence? I think you don't have evidence. That's why you're wrong. You just have a faith-based belief system and no evidence for it. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. Let him do another.
All right, Dr. R, it sounds like MCToon is open to if you want to bring up something new, but it sounds like, frankly, he's saying he's open to it, but he's also kind of angry about it at the same time. So let's see if you can make him, you know, even more angry. MCToon, I don't understand. Like, if we could just go to the Q&A, you should just say, like, I don't want to do it. We'll just go into the Q&A. It sounds like you don't want to.
I'm anxious to hear what he has to say. I really am. And I was surprised when during his time to do his presentation, it was so short. Right? And now we come to find out, once again, he's oblivious to the format that you have here on the show. But maybe next time, you know, you could write it in crayon for him or something and mail it to him.
Dr. R laughs at your insults. Okay, see you. We'll give it a chance. Dr. R, it sounds like MCToon's willing to entertain your new toy that you have. Whatever kind of footage. I am curious about the footage. What have you got here? Let us know, though, Dr. R, what you have.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, let me apologize then. You know, I realized that I also spent a lot of months and years preparing for this, and I'm sorry I couldn't fit it all into one introduction statement, so my apologies. But anyway, I do have, you know, there's a lot of them. If you just want one more, that's fine.
All right, let us know what you have here. What do we see?
It's just a video.
But tell us about.
Oh,
you got to tell us the point of the video, though.
Okay. So this is a clip from the original Spacecraft Films DVD, which shows the flag waving even though there's nobody around it. And this clip has been edited. NASA tried to hide the flag waving, but we can get the original film from Spacecraft Films DVDs. And so I just want to show you this flag waving, even though there's nobody around, and explain how the official excuse they're giving is bogus. If that's okay. So you can see on the right-hand corner, top corner, you see the flag just blew onto the set. Okay.
Wait a minute.
It's kind of a waving there. And then it blows away. So now the official story is that there's some exhaust gases, but then it kind of blows back onto the set again, which cannot happen in a vacuum. It cannot be sucked back into the craft. So it's definitely moving with the wind here. And you can kind of see it moving towards you can see if you watch closely how it moves closer and further away from the screen. Now it blows off the screen again, and it's starting to blow back on again. There it goes, it blows back on, kind of waving around. And then it blows back off, and then it blows back on big time there, and then it blows back off again. All right, so this is not possible.
I think nobody, I don't know if it was just me. I don't know. I was so hard to see. Could you point to with your cursor, like what we were supposed to see? It was hard for me. I'm 72. I don't know how old you are. Like, I can't see with these old eyes. Go ahead, tell me.
Here, can you see on the, let me rewind it, okay.
Yeah, we can see your cursor. We can see your cursor.
So just watch here in the upper right-hand corner.
Okay.
See the flag?
Yes.
Yes. There, and it blows on the stage, it blows off the stage 4 times. Blows on, blows off, blows on, blows off. Now, the official story for this is that the LEM is emitting exhaust gases, and that the flag somehow falls back down due to gravity, but that is not possible, because if that was gravity, that would mean the resting place for the flag is on stage, and it blows off and gravity pulls it back down. But that's not where it is. The resting place for the flag is off stage, and it's the wind that blows it on stage.
Okay.
So that's my second proof of a hoax.
MCToon, are you ready to throw in the towel?
No. So, obviously you edited that video.
There was, yeah, so I removed the gaps between a couple of there was some time between when it blew off and when it blew back on, and I moved those gaps.
So you're accusing NASA of editing, but you did the editing. Got it. All right, I was just kidding there. Your baseless assertion that no, NASA edited it is just as valid as me saying you edited the video to put the flag on and off yourself. You see, they're both baseless. But let's go to what you're actually saying. Let me make sure I get this clear. You're saying that they filmed this inside of a studio. Is that right? Okay. And in the studio, there's wind. Is that what you're saying?
Could be, sometimes.
Could be sometimes in a studio. Why is there wind in a studio?
I don't know, maybe they turned on a fan or something.
Well, why is there a fan on in the studio? What studio has giant fans that they turn on?
Many film studios have fans.
Many film studios, because it gets hot. Many film studios get hot and they have just giant fans that they turn on and off randomly. That's what you're saying. I just want to make sure.
In a workplace, I used to work in a factory that had fans for the employees.
But this is a studio. You're saying this is filmed in a giant studio, huge studio, and they're turning fans on and off randomly, and nobody's like, "Hey, don't turn that damn fan on, George. It's gonna make the flag wave." No, that's not how studios work, Rasa. Are you seriously? See, what kind of alien is in your head that causing you to think such a ridiculous thing? That there's a random fan on in a studio. Oh my gosh. So the official NASA story, you said, is that there's gas exhausting from the LEM. And what's wrong with gas exhausting from the LEM? If it's in zero air, near zero pressure, very low pressure, and it's held up by it's on a pole, and then the top of the pole has a rigid rod on it sticking out to hold the flag up because on the moon there's no air. So it's holding up like this, and it's not paper like this, so it's not gonna sit there like this is, right? A fabric on the moon without a rod across the top is gonna droop, right? So they got a rod across the top, and it's rigid, and it's rigidly connected to the vertical pole that is holding the flag up, right? So now air starts blowing, and it blows it like this temporarily, not air, gases, exhaust from the limb, and then it stops. And what happens when the gases stop blowing? It goes back to where it was before because there's a rigid rod holding it there.
Sorry, that wouldn't work because that would mean if it blew it away, it would return after a certain amount of time. It basically comes back to the gravity excuse. This is not the original resting place is off screen. It cannot be blown towards the ship.
How do you know that the original resting place is off screen?
Because it's a 20-minute video and only a few minutes of it is on screen. The rest of the 20 minutes is off screen. That means the resting place is off screen, not on screen. If the resting place was on screen, then there would be 20 minutes with flag and then it blows off.
So the fan is your assertion the fan in the studio was on or off for the bulk of the 20 minutes? It's so ridiculous saying it. Off. And so only when the fan is on is the flag on screen?
Right. Correct.
This fan in a studio that people don't actually do. They don't actually put giant fans in studios where there's dust. They're going to sprinkle dust around the place. And hey guys, here's an idea. I know. Let's turn a fan on so this dust all moves around. No. Wow. This it's just ridiculous how the ends that you go to.
Shall we see another one?
No, Q&A.
I'm afraid.
Pay attention to the format next time.
Well, this has been a juicy debate. We can always go to the Q&A. I mean, if you have, what do you guys? This is usually when we go to the Q&A, but we can do another one if you. But MCToon, if you're thinking like, no, this guy's just pulling stuff out of his butt, it's okay if we go to the Q&A.
In my head, it was a different word, but yeah, I think that's the one I would say.
Dr. R, look at Dr. R though. He just smiles at you, MCToon. Dr. R, it sounds like MCToon is probably like filled to the brim on...
So, I mean, to be fair, the other thing is how many minutes, James, is our presentation time?
Usually about 10 to 12.
10, yeah. And here's my notes from his presentation. He spent already in the opening about 10 minutes, and then he's gotten this. So he's definitely up to 15 minutes of presentation time. I tried to get mine within 10. So, but I'd love to hear. PhD Tony is wondering for the source of the NASA explanation for the flag moving.
It's on the Spacecraft Films DVD booklet.
Yeah, dummy. All right. So that was a joke. All right. What we're going to do is go into the Q&A. Thank you for your questions, folks. We're going to just start reading through them, and want to say, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. As, like I said, if you can't watch DebateCon 6 live this weekend, they will all eventually be uploaded to the channel free for the public. So good reason to hit that subscribe button. We're going to jump into these. Now, as in terms of the lewd and lascivious ones, we're going to skip these. We do want to keep the actual questions on
They're my
task.
favorite.
Despite MCToon using his sock account to ask many lewd and lascivious questions, we're just gonna, keep it on track.
My American Express is maxed out already.
That's right. Basil Problem says, Dr. R, what is your doctorate in? Where did you earn it from? I think he's skeptical.
Yeah, I'm a doctor of natural medicine from a university in America, but I'm working on my second degree now, second doctorate.
Second doctorate is impressive. He's like, hey, why not? 1 second, 2 seconds. I got to get the door. But this question, I'll ask this question first. Pable73 says, I bet several people in the chat believe that Abraham's descendants control the world. You are funny. Okay, that's weird. Let me get this to MCToon. You should include the, quote, Bart Sibrel footage of Apollo 11 faking their distance from Earth. You're next, open. But that's none of my business, ... MCToon, what say you?
Who was that from? Oh, he walked away.
It is from Nominal.
Nominal. I don't know who that is. I don't know. I'm not familiar exactly with the Bart. What you're talking about?
Someone was at the door.
Who was at the door? Was it Craig?
No, actually, Craig arrives tomorrow. It's Sean, my tech guy, for the conference.
All right. I hung out with Craig on Friday and Saturday in Chicago.
Oh, that's cool. That makes me happy that you guys got to hang out. That's cool. I am very grateful Craig can make it. It's going to be a great time. And if you see a person behind me, they're not going to murder me. It's just Sean. This one from Kang044 says, James, can I come on your channel, make a whole bunch of shit up, and we could call it a debate? Now, I know that you were disappointed with MCToon's opening, but that is no way to treat him.
No,
okay?
that's not what he's talking about.
This one from this Dr. R laughs. You look at him over there, self-satisfied. Basil Problem says, Zedzone, we got this one. They say, okay, it looks weird to me, quote unquote, signed by a squinty guy whom offers no comparisons. When are we, the audience, going to demand urine tests for our interlocutors? Dr. R, are you on some sort of drugs or drinking? Come on, none?
Only alien brain juice for me.
Wow. Dr. R laughs at your smart comments. Kang044 says, I currently work for Tony Stark and the Avengers, and they told me some secret stuff. Maybe I could make more shit up too and debate MCToon about it.
That's a good idea.
Dr. R, I think they think that you're making stuff up. Is there any truth to any of this?
I'm just providing evidence. There's tons of it, but if you're afraid to see any more, then just sit back and laugh.
Yeah, MCToon. Now, MCToon, that's not real tab. Do you just refill it with water every time?
Yeah, don't tell anybody though. It's just between you and me.
But if it is tab, I just want some. I could go for a sweet beverage right now. This one from
Tab is disgusting.
It is?
Oh,
just tastes like
yeah,
Coke.
it's a low quality. It's basically Coke from Temu, which is where do you teach at Temu University, Rasa?
No.
No, it's wrong university, dumbass. This one from
I'm drinking Tang. Tang is the juice of the astronauts.
wow.
No, we just call it urine, juice of astronauts.
This one from Russian Spy says, Dr. Rasavari, I too have proof of the fake landing. The Minions movie clearly exhibits a scene of the Moon Studio setup.
Don't tell anybody.
Get owned, McToon. All right. This one from Bless My Vibe Code says, Rasavari looks like the type of guy who'd be tweaking from sniffing paint around a playground in a white van. They don't know that you are as straight as an arrow. As you said, you never touched the stuff. This one from Basil Problem says MCToon. Oh boy, Basil Problem throwing his hat into the ring.
All right.
I gotta warn you about this guy. He's
I
a
know.
regular here.
I know Basil Problem.
Okay, he says, please provide the literature where debating kooks promotes science education.
There is none. That was easy.
Wow. I don't know, maybe let's see. So Basil harasses you too? Is it not just me?
He mostly, on my show, harasses either Craig or Will Duffy. But a little bit harassing me.
It's not just me. Yeah, that's good.
He's just a contrarian. Yeah.
Says MCToon, the way you were acting makes me want to believe the moon landing was faked. Do better and stop complaining.
No, who is that?
Richie,
you definitely should believe the moon landing was faked. You're just the kind of guy for that.
Basil Problem says, modern day debate, do you think it is strange that Fight the Flat Earth only wears Fred Perry? I don't know if Fred Perry, that's like a clothing thing.
It is a type of clothing, apparently.
Wow.
I basically just wear t-shirts like this one here. Have you seen this? It says, "You're not stupid. Dearth is stupid."
Wow.
There you go.
Dr. R, are you a fan? No.
He's wearing a sweatshirt.
Does not approve.
His sweatshirt says Chinese Space Agency part-time contractor.
Let's see. This one, I think that's it. I think we got one more that just came in. Premonition News 59 says, Mr. Great-Grandfather gave the method to exactly measure distance from E
Earth to moon.
M.
Earth to moon.
Earth to moon, thank you. Okay, they say mirror placed on moon refracts light for exact distance. I watched live 1969. Brother R, Dr. R, now I forgot, you've moved up from Brother Rajavari to Dr. Rajavari. I remember the old days when it was brother, but what do you say to this?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. What? Can you repeat it?
I don't know if you disagree with this, because you believe the moon exists.
Yeah,
you probably believe it's the same distance. You just don't think we landed on it, right?
No, he actually thinks that only automated systems landed on it and that people didn't, because Rasa thinks that there's some sort of radiation on the moon that isn't conducive to human life for some reason. An unknown radiation.
It's very well known radiation.
What type of radiation?
There's three kinds of space radiation.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, I don't think we're gonna.
But what are they?
Do that now.
What are they?
You have the normal EMF radiation, then you have solar particle events, and then you have the cosmic rays.
Okay.
Wow. And the moon has which one? Or does it have all three?
Okay, so on the Earth, we are protected from parts of the electromagnetic radiation. We're partially, so we have the Van Allen belts and we have the atmosphere. So when the galactic particles come in, some of it will be deflected due to the magnetational fields around the Earth. Some of it, so like for example, if you're on the space station, you don't have the atmosphere to protect you. But if you go beyond the Van Allen belts, then you don't have the Van Allen belts to protect you either.
But what
so the higher up you...
Pardon my interruption. But what does the moon have?
None of that.
It doesn't have any.
What type of radiation? Yeah.
I already told you, there's 3 types of radiation, and the moon has neither an atmosphere nor a Van Allen belt to protect it. So on the moon, you're unprotected.
Except
We
for
can see this
except
from
for the
the-
suits, of course.
Suits.
Right?
Suits.
So what types of particles are you talking about?
There's all different kinds of particles. Galactic rays come in all different shapes
Okay,
and sizes.
what kind? Yeah, but what kind of particles are they in general?
So, you know, we know for a fact that we're going to have to build some better radiation protection if we're actually
You're
gonna send
avoiding
them
the
to
answer
moon.
here, Rasa. What type of particles?
I already told you there's all different
these are
types of particles. They come in.
awesome. Start listing a few. Go ahead.
Wait.
You know,
What?
You don't know.
All right.
You don't know, right? You don't know what types.
know.
There's
I know. I
subatomic
already
particles.
told you the types.
Name the subatomic particles.
There's protons, neutrons,
There you
electrons.
go. Okay. All right. Are they protons?
They come in all different shapes and sizes.
Okay. What kind of material will block a proton?
What kind of material will block a proton? So there's different types of material you can use for shielding, and some different types of material will shield some particles, and other types of material will protect from other particles. But the heavier stuff, like the galactic cosmic particles, cannot be protected by any of that.
But what
in
are
fact, most of the
Okay, but the galactic particles are what type of subatomic particles?
they come in all different shapes and sizes, and so this is why they're talking about building shelters
Okay,
on the moon.
you
know,
didn't
bearing
specify
down.
them, Ross. It sounds to me
It
like
doesn't
you
matter,
don't
they come in
know.
all different shapes and sizes. I already told you.
But you don't. You can't name them.
I can name them. They come in all
Then
different shapes.
begin
from A
naming
to
them.
Z. You
Okay,
look
go
at
ahead.
the periodic table of elements,
Okay.
and they come in all different shapes and sizes.
So full atoms.
can be.
Singular
They're coming
singular
they're coming-
elements.
They're coming from supernovas, millions of light years away. They come all different shapes and sizes.
All
They hit
different.
us here on Earth, but here on Earth, we're much better protected.
It sounds to me like you don't know.
It sounds to be like you don't want to know.
You didn't tell me. I want to know. You're not telling me. Go ahead.
Dude, you know,
are-
I
are-
know for a fact.
Are they alpha particles? What are alpha particles made of?
Come in all different kinds of shapes and sizes.
What are alpha particles made of?
You know, I think you're just, you know, your tactics here.
What are alpha
questionable.
particles made of?
No, I'm not.
You
playing
don't
your
know.
games.
You don't know what alpha particles
I
are
don't
made
care
of.
whether you believe me or not. I'm not. It's all
If you
about the moon
knew,
landing.
you would just
Your
say what
attempts-
alpha particles were made of.
Your attempts to discredit me just prove that you're afraid of the material I'm trying to present here.
You don't know what alpha particles are made of.
You can't answer any of my questions, and you're afraid to see them.
Yeah, Melvin.
You don't
Now,
know. All you said is what this makes it very clear, everybody, to the audience, that the radiation on the moon, he has no idea what it is, because when he just says different shapes and sizes, and I say start listing them, he says protons, neutrons, but it's not neutrons, because neutrons from distant stuff have already decayed. Neutrons are unstable. They have a short half-life. So we're not getting neutrons hitting us from galactic sources. He doesn't know this, though.
The neutrons along with protons.
But it's not neutrons, because neutrons alone have a short half-life. They wouldn't have traveled
Come in all
from a
different shapes and
distance.
sizes.
But not neutrons.
You're wrong. Neutrons also can.
They're not solo neutrons.
Trust you, bro.
No, not trust me. Trust the half-life of a neutron that's been empirically measured. You don't know
Come
that,
in all
though.
different shapes and sizes.
Start naming them. Go ahead.
I can show you the documents, NASA documents that shows that all the different shapes and sizes.
and you can't name any other than proton, and you also don't know what alpha particles are.
Well,
If that's what you want to believe, if you want to believe I'm just a liar and making things up, you believe that. I don't care whether you believe
Yeah.
me or not.
Prove me right by not saying what alpha particles are.
this is probably a good time to go to the next question. Let's see if there are any.
Help him, James. He's in trouble.
Dr. R laughs at your comment. What we can do is, I do think we're actually to the end of the questions. I have a question just out of curiosity. No, I can't. But I'm gonna let these guys go. We've already been here. It's been about an hour and a half. They're busy. They've got a lot to get done. So I do want to let these guys get to other stuff. We want to say thank you very much for our guests. Folks, if you had not noticed, at the bottom right of your screen, you see a banner. And it says, in case you can't read, watch DebateCon 6 live from home by joining the Final Word channel membership. If you average it out, we have 7 stage debates. That's $2.14 a debate to watch it live. And I can tell you, these debates are going to blow your doors off. We're going to jump into, do you guys have any concluding thoughts? Maybe do you want to take a couple of minutes to have your final thoughts as they would on Jerry Springer? What is that what they called it? The final thoughts, or I can't remember.
I didn't watch it as much as you did. Yeah.
I was an addict. But any thoughts, gentlemen?
Well, you gotta say who starts.
Dr. R?
Well, like I said, I could keep on presenting evidence after evidence, but yeah, hopefully we'll see you again. If you would like to see more, I can present more.
Okay.
All right.
Well, it sounds like MCToon is finally given up. He's conceding. So that was good. But I want to say thanks for real acting more seriously for a second, as I've been teasing MCToon a lot. Thank you to our guests. They make this show fun. And what we'll do is we're going to jump into I'll be back in just a moment.
Well,
with updates
I get my closing.
Oh, yes.
You totally skipped my closing,
I'm
James.
sorry. I'm just tired.
I know, you're so tired. Anyway, James, thanks. It's always fun. Rasa, it's fun. I like sparring with you. And I'd certainly be up for a rematch. But next time, put together 10 minutes, practice it, do something. You get your time slot. Put that at the beginning. Then we have the conversation based on the things you already presented. That's the format. That's what I did. Anyway, James, next one, let's in person. I'm ready. You let me know. I'll be there. Put me on the stage.
That sounds fun, because no joke, we might actually switch to. We've veered away from political topics, but I am kind of starting to think like we might go back to like more religion and science topics, because just as of late we were doing more political topics, but I've been looking at them and I'm like, I just feel like our audience isn't as engaged with those. So we might start going in that direction. So it's a possibility. I want to say thanks, folks, for watching.
We were talking about fans for a while, and Angel Gamer's wondering about fans, specifically James. And do you have any fans that are only fans? I just asking
funny.
for Angel Gamer.
That's your one sick puppy, MCToon.
It's not me. It's Angel Gamer. Blame her.
Asking for a friend, right? I do not have an OnlyFans. However, Dr. R, you may be surprised to learn, also doesn't. But yeah, so that's how we're saying Dr. R's OnlyFans. Check his link out for his OnlyFans in the description box. No, don't click it. It's it's not real. But yeah, I'll be back in a moment. Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks, guys. That was very fun.
All right. Thank you.
I'll let you guys go. I hope you have a good night.
All right. We'll see you.
Take care.
All right. I had to like just basically smack him around a little bit on the format because he always wants to just like play something and then like I refute it and he's like and then play something else. Like the guy is totally shaggy. So couple things. An alpha particle, which he obviously did not know what it was. He does not know what particles are coming, what they would be experiencing on the moon. He said EM, electromagnetic, which would be electrons. So yes, that's certainly one of the things there. That would be I don't know. Then let's see, PhD Tony keeps messaging me. 1% of cosmic rays are electrons. Of the non-electrons, 90% are hydrogen nuclei, which would be a proton, and 9% are helium nuclei, which are alpha particles, and 1% are others. So when I asked him, what is an alpha particle? The answer is 2 protons, 2 neutrons. It is a helium nucleus. No electrons around it, just protons and neutrons. And they are stable, and that is one of the things that's in the Van Allen radiation belts. And they can be blocked with a piece of paper pretty well. So the spacesuits are well equipped to block alpha particles. And then he's like, they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. So he said solar particles and galactic particles. So what are those? What are they made of? All shapes and sizes. He didn't know. He really blanked on alpha particles, right? Now, I would not expect a regular person to know that, okay? But I would expect somebody that claims to have the depth of knowledge and expertise in the topic to 100% know that off the top of his head. Instantly, he should have it. So he did say neutrons. Neutrons are not stable. And just kicking that out there again, I wouldn't expect just any old buddy, to know that neutrons are not stable and that they wouldn't. You wouldn't expect neutrons to be coming from a galaxy far, far away, because they would decay into other particles in the meantime. So, and he claims he has a doctorate. Yes, a medical in natural medicine. So natural medicine. So here's the thing: I do not consider people that have that say they have they're a natural medicine doctor. I don't consider them a doctor myself. I think it's a disservice to the people that have gone through the effort of learning and working to get their own doctorate. I think it's just disrespectful, because getting being a medical doctor or a PhD is a lot of work, and I find it not quite the same, but in the same kind of stolen valor kind of stuff. It's similar to stolen valor. So. PhD Tony says these debates are useful for inoculating people against weak or irrational arguments, reducing their susceptibility to misinformation, as discussed in, and then a DOI link. So thank you for that. So yeah, Basil Problem was wondering if I have documentation. I don't have documentation, but PhD Tony did. Psychological inoculation can reduce susceptibility to misinformation in large rational agent networks. Royal Society Open Science 2002. There you go. So I'll have a look at that in the future. Thank you for that, PhD Tony. Yeah, I did. I mean, I put in some effort into this, and if you want to look, go to, it's not, I'm gonna have to change my WordPress. It's not mctoon.net/moon. It's mctoon.net/moon-landing. So I have to change that so it points to the correct one. But if you go there, you can find a very large write-up from 2009. 2009, yeah, from the National Association of Amateur Radio, on the Kentucky, the ones in Louisville, Kentucky. Really cool article there. It did talk about the specific frequencies. He made a claim about the frequencies. He said it was 2272 or 2277. I don't remember which it was. Need to look at that, but Icy Spin sent a DM. Let's see here. Well, you sent a bunch. After your stream, just want a few. What about? Oh yeah, I can get you the magnetometer readings there, and you sent me a Zoom link. What's that for? Oh, this sounds like it's going to be incredibly derpy. So yeah, let's go. Let's get the derp on.
Because before I've been told that all you have to do is just go straight up and then just bank left.
I'm going to get this on screen just a second.
Whatever.
Hello?
My answer.
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
Uh-oh.
You gonna Google that, Dick?
A wild tune has appeared.
We got it sounds like you got some dick going on there.
I
Yeah,
did.
they have dick troubles, all right.
A very, very small
Yeah,
dick
Dick was
problem.
talking about the Vikings, so Dick is Thor.
You know what, Dick? Toon wasn't in here.
No,
Hey, Dick,
It's a
Toon
Thor
wasn't,
dick.
Toon wasn't in here to collude on our answer.
Hold on, you guys.
They
Hold on.
thought
You guys.
night was a universal thing, according to him.
Yeah, the early flat earthers did think that night was universal. Yeah.
You told me all ancient people thought night was a universal thing.
Yeah, they did.
They used to think the sun went under the earth.
No, they didn't. They had a better understanding of what's going on than we do.
Oh, well, let's see it.
Their architecture proves it.
Let's see it.
Let's
Let's
Way
just
it's far
jumping around.
superior to anything.
No, no.
How so?
It's
I'm
far
anxious.
superior to anything
I
that
want
we
to
can do
see
today.
I want to see their understanding of how nighttime worked on flat Earth. Must be some documentation for you to believe it, because you wouldn't just believe any old crap, right? You'd be like, yeah, I need to have some evidence for it.
Of course not. No, I believe what makes sense to me. What I can make logically make sense. Yeah, I go
Oh,
with it.
so you don't have any evidence.
I can't logically make sense that gravity.
And where would
I can't
mankind be
logically
with
make
that
sense
kind of fucking?
theoretical
Yeah, I mean
physics.
that is amazing
What?
stuff there, Dick. Amazing evidence.
Yeah, and that's actually one thing that I wanted to bring up at the beginning, because
So
when I asked,
logic. Where would
Well-
mankind be without logic? Is that what you're asking me?
no, so I mean, if we just
It's where you
said,
guys are.
well, if we just looked at one thing, like let's say I look at electricity, right? Well, like lightning, right? Lightning is whatever. It's just is a phenomenon. It's an optical phenomenon. Nothing more, right? So let's move on. We don't need to study it. We don't want to. We're not. Humanity is not curious about how it works or how we could harness it or what kind of things we can learn from it, how we can apply it to technology in the future.
Okay. That doesn't
So-
logically make sense to me.
Why?
It's a phenomenon that happens for a reason. We know why it happens. We know
So-
what's happening when it happens.
Yeah. So
It's physical. We can physically interact with that.
I mean,
phenomenon.
well,
We
it
physically
physically
observe it.
reacts to. Well, it. Wait, in the context of lightning, we don't physically interact with it. It physically
can.
interacts with
Well,
us.
he's already
We can
defeated his own
capture it, can we
argument.
not?
Dick,
Yeah.
why do we understand lightning? Because you've already defeated your own argument here. Mankind
What do
saw
you mean,
lightning
why
for
don't you
thousands of
understand
years.
lightning? I never said you didn't understand.
You
lightning.
no.
I
You
it's
said
well
why
understood.
bother? Just see it and move on. What's the point of understanding stuff?
I never said that.
You said, paraphrasing. You did say that.
What
You
did I say?
you said it's a natural thing that happens. So and then you move on.
I see it with my own eyes. What's the point of
No,
understanding
I
it
said
anymore?
all that in response to we know everything about it, though, because we can physically interact with it, because it is a naturally observed phenomenon.
So is
Do we
gravity.
know everything about it? What about ball lightning?
Do we know everything about lightning?
Do we know everything about it? No. Can you know everything about it?
You said we know everything about it.
Who knows? We
What
know
about
enough.
blue, I believe
I
they're
know
called
enough
blue
for my
sprites. What about
day-to-day
blue
life.
sprites?
I'm happy with what I know about lightning.
Yeah. What about
Why
the?
do I need to know?
How did they discover
more?
the blues, or I should say, how did they confirm the? I believe they're called blue sprites, but they might be different names. But they're basically sprites. But how did they
I
confirm
don't know, because those are beyond my ability. Again, I see.
Well, there's a lot there.
do you
Let's
call it,
be
chain
honest,
lightning?
Dick. There's a lot beyond your
Or-
ability.
Yeah.
They observed.
Yeah, I know.
They
According
had
to you
thought they had
guys.
seen
Yeah.
blue sprites
Here I
or
am.
sprites from the ground, and then they confirmed by spotting them in above thunderstorms from the ISS. I read an article about it recently. It's
Okay,
actually pretty
whatever.
fascinating. You
Again,
should try reading sometime.
Am I on the ISS? No.
I'm
Can
on
I
the
ever go up
ISS.
to where they are?
They have,
I'm
they have
Your
I-
imagination
video.
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Hey, Dick, let's simplify this a little bit, right?
Please
So
do.
let's forget about all the things we
Please.
can't.
What's up, your fan?
Simplify it.
So, Dick, how are you watching TV right now? Whatever TV you do watch. Do you
I
do you
don't
stream
know.
it? Do you have cable? What?
How are you using the internet?
Yeah.
You forget the internet. Stick to TV.
It's
Dick, how do you
it's-
watch TV?
It's
How do
magic.
you watch HBO or whatever?
I don't
Just-
really watch TV.
So you watch no TV?
Netflix, whatever.
How do you think Netflix gets the signal from the networks or from the other
The
places?
satellite. Okay.
I'm asking you how.
Like I said,
Tell me how.
Yes. The satellite dish, when I was growing up with the TV I had, it was pointed at the mountain with the nearest tower on it, which is, I'm looking at it right now.
So there's towers
Which
on every
direction was that?
mountain. What about Arizona?
And then
What
you
about,
you
know?
went to that mountain and verified that tower is pointing at your house, right?
No, I can see the fucking tower. It's blinking.
Which,
light
which
right now.
direction was the satellite dish pointing?
I don't know where
Which
I'm
direction
looking.
was the mountain? You live there. Was it south?
Oh my god!
Was the mountain south
Compared
of
to
you?
what? Compared to what?
Like-
is
like what-
south?
Compared to
What-
your
what
location,
cardinal-
was
Yeah,
the
there's-
mountain south of you?
Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
You know that
there's no
geostationary
comparison.
orbits.
It's south is opposite of north, so yes, it's south of north.
Okay, good
Okay,
job.
you know
He
why
knows-
the satellite dish was pointing south?
He knows
Because
that
that's
north
where the
and south are
satellite was.
opposite. So
Because That's where
happy.
the mountain and the tower is, you people. It was pointing
No, it's
directly
because
at
the
it.
satellite's in
I can see where it was
geostationary
mounted, and I can
orbit.
see the mountain and the tower right now. That's where my satellite dish was pointed. What's your point?
My satellite
Black-
dish. Hold on, let me say this. My parents had a cabin in northern Minnesota, and I had to climb up on top of the roof and point the satellite dish while my brother-in-law was down in the house yelling up at me, how it was going. And I had to point it up at the sky at about 45 degrees, and there's nothing there because I live in Minnesota. There's no mountains. And that was bolted there. It didn't move for years. We got a signal the whole time.
Awesome.
And what was
Good for
your
you.
what was your
Does that make
explanation
me a
for
liar?
MCToon's prediction of the shadow locations with a sundial that he built in Antarctica, where he actually
Don't even
predicted ahead of
fucking go
time
there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
how far the shadows would reach at what particular time of day? How do you explain that? Or the fact that there was a 24-hour sun? What's your model that explains that?
The sun circles above the earth is my mind.
So Dick, back to what I was asking you about TV or whatever you watch. Did you ever drive by one of your local affiliates or news stations? You ever
Yes.
notice in the back they have like 5 or 10 satellite dishes pointing up?
No, they weren't always pointing up. They
Oh,
were
so you
pointing
can
at the
tell. Okay, so
mountains.
you can go to any
Jesus
city you
Christ.
want that doesn't have any mountains, and you can tell me that all of those are somehow pointing at a mountain, even if there's no mountain anywhere near.
Not saying that.
What are you saying? Because it sounds like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you're just.
I'm saying
Shedding
satellites
water.
can circle. There can be shit up there circling around.
Oh, so now we can get satellites up there.
No, there can't. That's not how
No,
things work.
again, you guys don't believe something can circle emotion.
You just said 10 minutes
No,
ago
it
that
can't.
every rocket goes up and comes back down, and you've seen it, although you haven't been to any launches. Now you're saying we did get satellites up
Did
there.
I say it could be orbiting infinitely?
Which is
No.
it, Dick?
Did I
Do we
say
have
there
satellites
could
in
be-
space, or do all rockets crash to Earth like you said? Which one?
Well, I
Is a
mean, we don't.
satellite a rocket?
Well, we don't. I mean, it was on a rocket, but we don't. We don't
So
say
is it
that.
a
We don't
rocket?
say that. We don't say that these satellites just orbit indefinitely for infinity, right? Because like what was mentioned before, You need something to. I mean,
Because what comes
the
up must
satellites
come
are
down, yeah.
constantly being pulled down towards the Earth, but they're going fast enough to just miss the Earth. However, the gravitational pull still needs to be accounted for. Thus, there's thrusters. There's thrusters that push tiny bits of mass, right? That keep it
they consume
where it
mass.
needs to be.
I'm sorry, guys.
No.
We're just getting into the minutia here. Dick, this is very
They
basic.
consume mass using
Dick,
energy to fucking.
You said 10 minutes ago that
create
all
a
rockets
force.
crash. Now you're admitting we got satellites into space. I
Is
forget all this
satellite-
other.
is a
Forget all the
satellite a
other
rocket?
stuff. Forget all the
Is
other
a
stuff.
satellite a rocket?
Okay, then how did it get there, Dick?
Is the satellite a rocket?
How did
No,
the satellite get there?
it's
It is
not a rocket.
No, exactly.
How did it get there,
so
Dick?
why the fuck do I care about the
It
rocket?
got there via a rocket.
Dick, you tell me. How did it get
okay,
there?
The rocket came back and the satellite stayed up for a while.
That's
Good.
exactly
Awesome.
it.
Awesome. How does it do
Thank
that
you,
over?
Dick.
How's it do that over
Thank you
flat
for
Earth?
conceding,
All
Dick.
physics, all natural physics is thrown out the fucking window. Earth is a ball.
No, it's all
Using
natural physics.
principles Newton came up with in the 1600s, dude.
Yeah, and stuff from Kepler
Awesome.
prior to that.
Vikings knew wood floated.
Dick, I'm just pleased that you conceded that we have satellites. Kudos to you for finally getting your head out of your ass.
That's good.
Yeah, nobody. I don't.
You know what? We're
Nobody
proud of
can
you,
deny
Dick.
them. Jesus
You
Christ,
don't need
there's
to
shit
speak
up
at the
there.
moment.
There's
We're-
drones up there now that can do what we can only imagine.
There's drones.
I don't see why you think
Well,
that can
drones
only be
require-
possible over the
drones
surface
require
of
an
a fucking
atmosphere.
sphere.
Well, drones require a higher.
Yes,
higher,
everything is involved, requires an atmosphere.
not satellite.
No,
How long do drone batteries
Oh.
last?
No, they don't.
No,
They're not in an
satellite-
atmosphere.
no, they're
I
not.
thought the atmosphere
they're
extended
above the-
beyond the moon.
No, it's not.
Well,
So-
no, that's
Daniel.
come on.
I hate to be the only one
That was
here.
garbage. That was garbage. Okay.
Guys, I hate to be the only one here that's seeing this right now, but Dick, with all due respect, the third point of the whole point I'm trying to make. So
Who is this? Sorry. Who is
it's
this?
Jack. Dick, you concede that now
Jack
satellites exist in space, yes?
I gave it one a while ago.
Dick, do you concede that satellites
Satellites can
exist?
exist above the Earth.
Okay, thank you. Now, here's my question, and listen carefully. Why do we need satellites on a flat Earth?
Because
Uh-oh.
mountains and topography exists and radio signals don't travel forever.
Why not?
There's an atmosphere to contend with as well.
Hold on, Jack. Can you repeat your question? I don't think.
Gas with
I don't think Dick heard
which
your question.
requires-
Well, his copium right now is at an all-time high flowing through his body, but I asked you, Dick, why do we need satellites with a flat Earth?
and I answered you because there's
You
topography.
answered with derp and
Fucking
bullshit.
signals can't.
What about all
Why,
this?
why
travel
couldn't they
forever.
put
So
a
if
Why
I wanna
couldn't they
bounce
put
a
a
signal
1
to
million
somebody who's
watt
surrounded by
transmitter on
fucking
Mount
mountains?
Everest and transmit to the entire world, at least radio?
They should put it on Mount Meru
Oh my god.
at the
Or
North
even
Pole.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Dick, with all
Yeah,
due
you
respect,
guys
I
laugh.
fall into the
think, Dick, with all due
house.
respect,
The idea that
I
there
think
could
you've
be
been
a
beaten
there's
already.
An obvious magnetic
Tuck your tail
attraction
between your
in
legs
the
and
Will
go.
you?
compasses
He
point in
doesn't
one
have any
direction.
respect due. Come
And you
on.
guys just laugh. Oh, that's yeah.
Hey,
that's
Dick, I have a
space.
question. Where's the South Pole?
Here, I have a question for Wesley.
it's a
again.
good one.
Where did all the nitrogen that runs Earth come from?
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, I know, you
I
laugh.
love this
Hold on.
one. It's so
Seriously.
funny.
Before
Okay,
Wesley
well then
addresses
you
that-
answer it.
The
then,
nitrogen that
Mr.
runs
Wait.
Earth, like lizard people?
hold on.
Runs
No,
Earth.
it's
You
the
guys are fucking
it's the
retarded.
nitrous oxide that he's constantly huffing on. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
before-
yeah. No, I'm talking about the nitrogen gas that makes up most of our atmosphere.
Yes. What about it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. What about it?
You brought it up.
Does it play a role in fucking life?
Yes, a little bit.
A little bit, yes. I'm
there's a
told by
nitrogen
Wesley it
cycle.
doesn't fucking
It's
provide any
especially
role.
it's especially
What we
good
take in
if you're
goes
going
right
to the
back out.
dentist.
There's no consumption of nitrogen on Earth. There's no
But if-
I have
consumption of
noticed,
nitrogen on Earth. I know, laughing, I see spin.
Like
Well,
him,
what's
I have also noticed
I'm laughing
that
at
things that
I'm
come
laughing
in
at
also
Toon
go out.
because it's laughing gas he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on,
things that
Dick,
come.
stay with it.
Well, I'm not
Plus-
talking about that.
plus,
I'm talking
if-
about the nitrogen
If
in the
you
atmosphere.
if you're in a race for pinks, you're gonna definitely want to fire up the nitrous.
That's right. And Red's Rhetoric knows a lot about that.
Yeah, he's always racing for pinks in his little
I don't
Suzuki.
have pink slips in Canada.
Surprised he has a
so I
button.
don't race for pinks.
Hey, Dick, can you educate us all on why you think that Polaris is the power star?
Ooh.
Again, Wesley, it's a unique star in the sky. It never
Big
fucking
puppy.
moves. It's there.
Big
It
puppy.
seems to be aligned with the center of Earth, above what could be a magnetic mountain.
So what gives Polaris
All
its
other
power?
stars and luminaries circles around it. I don't know, Wesley. I don't know, but something is, and maybe it's feeding that energy to Earth that powers our electromagnetic field. You ever think of that?
Where did you hear this theory from?
This is my theory. And what's wrong with it? Why is it so funny to you?
Dick, do unicorns exist in your theories?
Hold on. Star exploded billions of years ago.
What about the mud flood?
Nitrogen is on Earth. You think nobody consumes nitrogen?
Have
you think all the nitrogen on Earth is
nitrogen is an inert
I do when I go.
Too much nitrogen and you will suffocate.
When I go to the dentist, I consume nitrogen.
Nitrogen, of course.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
Oxygen that we utilize.
There's chemical processes that happen in the body. You expel other gases.
I certainly do. Oh yeah. When I have Spanish, some Mexican food. That's good stuff.
So
I mean, you're doing a lot of it now, and it's coming out of your mouth instead of your ass.
Well, hold on, sorry, Dick. You said you had a theory. Have you tested this theory?
At this point, it's more like just a hypothesis.
It's a hypothesis.
So based
all my
on
observations of nature.
So based on the previous definition, remember we talked about the difference between like a theory like, hey, I think that Grayson's going to get his ass to bed soon, versus a scientific theory which has been tested and has empirical backing behind it. Where on your theory does that lie? Is it scientific or is it just like a general like, I wonder if this is going to happen?
Sorry, I missed most of that.
I'm not going to repeat myself.
Mike, he was reading at the time, and he fell asleep.
Yeah, see, that's all you guys do.
Dick, keep your eyes on your screen. Stop looking down at your book.
Dick, your brain is amazing, honestly. You just go from subject to subject, hoping you can get a hook in somewhere.
Bro, he already told you he's trying to
conceded to satellites now.
He is trying to win. This is a game to him.
Why does nitrogen confuse you, buddy?
This isn't a game to me.
Yes, it is, Dick. Quit
Guys,
lying.
you gotta relax. He's been a flat earther since 2013, so he's more powerful than.
Well, 2012 to 2013.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Listen to what you're telling me.
So, Dick, why can't there or why shouldn't there be nitrogen on Earth?
Dick, look at the screen.
Do you have an alternate?
Dick, look at the screen.
What's that?
Dick, look at the screen. You're getting very sleepy. Very, very sleepy.
Hold on. Not to pick fun at Dick or anything, but I did read this book to him.
Oh no, you're gonna put him asleep.
Oh, no.
He didn't fall asleep though. He did not fall asleep. See, it's has big pictures and big words.
Hold on a second. I got something.
Picture it didn't happen.
By the way, I saw Wesley on with Roger the other night.
He got angry.
He got up. You pissed him off.
No, I didn't get angry.
Not you.
Roger, sorry, my internet keeps shutting out.
Hey, look at that.
That was interesting. I really enjoyed the part where Roger really thought he was smarter than Einstein. That was
wait. I want to hear what Wesley's theory on where the nitrogen on Earth comes from.
Supernovas from stars.
Supernovas from old stars. Awesome.
Actually, the big question scientists have,
My theory
or
is
I shouldn't say
stupid,
they
but yours
have,
is
is
okay,
their
right? And I have to believe
theory
yours.
is the great oxygenation event, which is what makes life possible.
Look, I also have
Nitrogen is an
Newtonian
inert
physics.
gas. It's there.
It's
a major component of our atmosphere.
Did you
but
start?
We rely more on
just
the oxygen than we do
I did
the
not
nitrogen.
start with Newtonian. I started with
Hey, TDS, that's been overwritten by an Einstein, so you need to throw that out.
Yeah.
Well, I have both.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and then I also have quantum physics for babies and something that some certain flat earthers would be able to get something out of is rocket science for babies.
Oh.
Just so you know, to Mike, TDDS, the TPS reports, we're now actually collating them. We're not Yeah. Did Lumberg tell you? I thought he said he was going to stop.
Well, he has stopped by a few times to tell me a bunch of stuff. Like I have to come in this weekend.
Is it Hawaiian shirt day tomorrow?
No, it's no pants day tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll work remotely. I can dress however I want.
If you guys weren't so insane, we might
Dick,
get along.
did you ever explain why there shouldn't be nitrogen in the percentage it exists?
Why there shouldn't be
according
shouldn't
to
there be nitrogen in the atmosphere?
According to the helio centric.
For the $2. Why shouldn't there be nitrogen?
Yeah.
Yes, for the third time. Why shouldn't there be nitrogen in Earth's atmosphere?
Good question.
I don't know.
Well, I guess I gotta.
So you just opine shit you don't know about that doesn't matter.
An answer to why there should be nitrogen.
Well, I heard from a very credible source. His name is Chills. Through the words of Rossi, nitrogen comes from supernovas.
So, Dick, you said that nitrogen makes up 78% of the atmosphere. How did you know that? Were you indoctrinated into that?
Ooh.
Yes, Wesley, I was, and you're believing.
So, but you're okay with that part of it, just not the rest.
I got no trouble believing that. Yes.
Oh, you don't have a problem with the 78%, but gravity you have a huge problem with.
So did they get that through spectroscopy?
Yeah. Why? Have you confirmed?
To me, nitrogen has a very important purpose.
Oh, what is it?
Life. Without it, life wouldn't exist. It powers life.
How?
Yeah.
How?
Through chemical processes, nature.
What are
Which
they?
ones?
We take it into our body. Do you think is there no energy for powering our bodies?
Well,
from nitrogen? No.
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 It's
where's
metabolism. Metabolism.
Oxygen.
What don't you understand about? What don't you understand about inert? What don't you understand about inert gases?
Wesley, is nitrogen also highly reactive under certain conditions?
Not the one. Not in the atmosphere.
Not N2.
What about inside the human body, Wesley?
Not N2.
N2 is not.
No.
Nope.
Oh no.
That's why it's called inert. Look up the definition inert.
Yeah, it doesn't react.
I know what inert means.
Why would you ask
nitrogen and carbon dioxide?
Nitrogen under the right circumstances
they
can
are
power my RC car.
That's not nitrogen. That's not N2.
That's lithium.
It is nitrogen based. Yes.
It's nitrogen based.
Nitrogen's not gas.
Okay, it's not N2 though.
Back to flat Earth.
Okay, so there's no nitrogen in it.
So why don't we use
flat Earth?
Dick,
Why is
It's
this
just
even
called
relevant?
nitrogen, but
Dick, why don't we use
that's
carbon
nitrous
dioxide?
oxide.
It's got oxygen in it. Why don't we use carbon dioxide?
because
It's got
carbon
oxygen
dioxide doesn't make up 70% of what I breathe.
Well, yeah, but we use oxygen, so why
This
can't
is
we
why
use
I
the
focus on
oxygen from carbon
nitrogen gas.
dioxide? Why can't we use carbon dioxide for the oxygen it has
What
in
did
it?
you just say?
Why can't we use carbon dioxide, which has oxygen in it?
Yeah, just like shake it apart.
Because it's not
That
nitrogen,
stumped him.
Wesley.
That stumped him.
No, because carbon dioxide, what is it? How much of that do we breathe in?
All of it.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, whatever's here.
Don't we exhale carbon dioxide?
Well,
have you ever farted under the covers and then you cover your head?
Yeah.
And it smells.
You people, listen to you people. You don't even know.
We don't.
Those are fecal particles
This is
and
the simple way
methane.
of what things happen. You guys think nitrogen is just there. 78% of what you breathe in has zero purpose.
Well, okay, so hold on. Really quick, Brenda, I'm so sorry. Right after. Okay, so your argument about gravity, right, is it's just there. So why do we need to look into it? And now you're upset with us because you just assume that we think that nitrogen is just there?
No, that's not my argument against gravity.
What is
it's all the magic you
How dare you, Mike? His argument is
attribute to gravity.
Oh, like what?
You don't even know if it's a force or not. It's a force, but no, it creates a force. It's not a force.
Yeah, we have a good understanding of it.
How does it create a force?
It sounds like you don't have a good understanding of it. That's the problem. Yeah. Which is fine.
Again,
you don't need to.
Weight versus
I can go over Newtonian physics for babies.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm obviously well versed in your guys' beliefs.
No, you're not.
It feels the force.
No,
that
you're
gravity
not.
uses.
No.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
No, you guys are just
Definitely
telling me
not.
you don't understand my beliefs.
Dick, you got your
I'm
ass handed
reciting
to
your
you
fucking
with
beliefs.
satellites already. Are you really going to go down this road with nitrogen?
Wait,
I did. Because
can't
you
see
think
gravity.
objects can't orbit a fucking motionless plane. Yeah, sure. If you want to call that ass handed to me, bud.
Yeah, they
No,
can't.
let him keep going. Let him keep going. Eventually, he's going to get to his fucking relative density bullshit.
I want to
that's
hear
always
about
fun.
the relative density. Here, Dick Wayne.
Well,
I
I'm
have.
sure he could tell us all about it.
What don't you
I have-
understand about buoyancy and density?
Well, everything we understand.
Everything
We
is
do
subject
understand
to a
about it.
fucking medium.
Yeah. So Dick, here, let me say this. I have a $10,000 challenge, and it's simple. You just need to show
your
how
challenges are bullshit, McToon.
No, it's simple. You just need to show how something other than gravity causes a 9.8 meters per second squared downward acceleration. So if it's density, buoyancy, all you need to do is put the actual work in and show. Now I know reading something, like if you get a piece of paper out, you start writing it down.
The object versus the fucking density of the medium surrounding
and so then show how that gets 9.8 meters per second squared.
$10,000, please.
No, but then you need to show how it gets 9.8 meters per second squared and how it varies all over the surface of the Earth.
Why do I have to show you the average of?
Not the average. Oh no, not the average.
Fucking path.
Not
to a more dense.
the average. Not the average. It's definitely not the. The point is
not 9.81 meters squared. Wait, 9.81 meters squares is not an average.
No, the challenge is not about the average. It's about the very specific non-average measured downward acceleration at very specific points on the surface of the Earth. And,
so 9.81 meters per second squared is not an average.
My challenge is not about that number.
Can anyone here agree? Can anyone here agree with that?
My challenge is not about that. My challenge is about showing, using what you think causes a downward acceleration, that it at different locations on the surface of the Earth, the very specific measured downward acceleration, because it changes all over the surface with elevation and latitude. And so at the equator, at low elevation, at the equator, high elevation, it is minimal. Like at the top of Mount Chimney in Ecuador, Chimborazo, it's lowest there, for example, and then at the North Pole, at the bottom of the ocean, it was measured with a submarine. It's highest there. So
Chimney.
Where
is that your buddy FTFE that measured that in the submarine there?
No, he wasn't involved in that. I did
that
see.
That guy knows Australia's shape because he worked on a submarine.
I did hang out with Craig in Chicago this weekend or last week. It's awesome.
Isn't he awesome to hang out with?
Yeah,
hey, Dick, what
he's
have
a lot
you
of fun.
done? Why don't you enlighten us all the things you've done?
No, but I want to hear. I want to hear him because he can get that $10,000.
I should already get it. I already gave you an alternate explanation.
No. It needs to output a number.
The density of the mass. The density. What number does it have to output?
A different number based on location that's been measured. So I could, that's a good
number. What number has been measured? What number's been measured?
That's a good question. I'll get it. Give me a second.
Yes, please. Yeah. Right now. Come on. It's your challenge.
You can go. You can share your screen when you want.
Well, wait. His answer was the density of the mass. He's already fucked on that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I mean, since when is density a fucking force?
Density's not.
You deny gravity, but density all of a sudden is a force.
Density's not a force.
A fucking force.
Why does it go down? Why doesn't it go up where things are?
Oh my god! Because a straight line fucking path till it meets something more dense.
Yeah, but why down?
Because that is the most straight line path till it meets something more dense.
But why?
Why more dense?
Why
would less dense not go more towards less dense?
If you put a bowling ball next to a feather, why doesn't the feather fall towards the bowling ball?
I don't know. That's your question, because why isn't gravity? Why isn't the
I mean, if it's density, I mean, if you put a big bowling ball, put a big bowling ball right in the chat. Put a feather.
Okay. All right. Dick, I'm ready. I've got it. At Fortaleza, Brazil, the downward acceleration measured downward acceleration 9.7807 meters per second squared. Okay, and
that's the baseline.
No, that's one sample location in International Falls.
We're talking about an average here.
No,
So
I'm not
shit
talking.
fluctuates.
I'm not talking about an average.
So there's no specific number. It
I
fluctuates.
just gave you the specific
Bruce,
number.
How specific can he be?
Nine.
Fucking A, it was 4 digits.
I'll be more specific. 9.78.
Okay, what is it? What is it in
Hold on.
Peru?
9.7807448882 is the very specific number, not an average. That's the number that was measured in Fortaleza, Brazil. In International Falls, Minnesota, the acceleration was measured to be 9.808252073. Now, gravity can predict that number to 3 or 4 digits accurately. Okay. Now, So the challenge, my challenge is to predict that number, the actual measurement, better than gravity.
Okay, using only gravity.
You don't get to use gravity.
No, you can't use gravity.
You have to use not gravity.
You to use only gravity. You said gravity can predict that number.
Yes,
but you don't believe in it, so you can't use it.
So I did my part. Now you do your part.
No, I'm telling you to actually do your part.
I did.
And using only gravity, which is what, MCToon? What is gravity? What is the baseline?
It's F equals G M1 M2 over R squared.
Is that a number? Is that a baseline?
That's the formula, the law of gravitational attraction.
That's the formula.
Yeah,
Okay, awesome.
That's what I'm using there. Yep.
Okay. Well, so I don't speak that language.
I believe you. I believe you. But it's okay. You don't need to. All you need to do is use what
he speaks
you
Mikey
think
Smith. Canadian.
What you think causes the downward acceleration, and then predict using your thing the downward acceleration in Fortaleza, Brazil. And
it worked out to exactly the same as what you got.
Oh, let's go through it.
Dick, does your mommy know you're up late?
The more dense object.
Okay, I'll write it down and then I'll run the math.
More dense matter.
Okay, got it.
Will fall down in a straight line at a predictable rate.
And what is that predictable rate?
It's an average of 9.81 meters per second.
Yeah, but I'm asking for the very specific one in Fortaleza, Brazil.
It's an average of 9.81 meters per second.
But in Fortaleza, Brazil, it's not an average. It's a very specific number, 9.7807448882.
I don't know. There was a fucking storm that day.
No, it's the same. Regardless of storm, it's the same.
Take the L, bro.
The number is the same.
Let me refine my suggestion is take a square foot of topsoil and then take a square foot of iron, suspend a feather, and set them side by side, set a feather in between them, elevate it about 5-6 feet, drop it. Is the feather going to fall straight down? Is it going to angle towards the iron, or is it going to angle towards the square foot of topsoil? The iron is far more dense than the topsoil, right? So it should head right to the iron, shouldn't it?
First, I'm not going to use a feather.
All right. Use a ping pong ball. That's hollow, full of air.
No, I would use something with a little more density.
Use the hot pocket you're going to have for dinner.
Because a feather is too light. It's subjected to the atmosphere, which is constantly doing shit.
Yeah, use the hot pocket.
Why would I do it in a vacuum? I don't.
Because that'll take that variable out that you
I don't live in a vacuum. No,
yeah, but your mom has a vacuum upstairs. Your mom has a vacuum upstairs. Just use that.
It's a Kirby vacuum.
It's going to do the same thing it does not in a vacuum, only more efficient. How about that?
Bro,
Kirby's are great vacuums.
I expected more from Dick.
No, Kirby's suck.
Vacuums suck.
But not in the right way.
Listen, I sold cars.
You're part of the problem. Just a second, Dick. We got a bigger issue here. We got a bigger issue here.
I was desperate for a job.
Hold on, Dick. Just a second, Dick.
Using a giant vacuum.
Dick. Shh. Mike, look, listen.
Yeah.
You guys
Kirby's are no good.
Trek and you
If you're
laugh at
gonna
me?
hold on, Dick, you gotta wait. If you want to put a hose on it on the Kirby, you gotta go flip up the dealy whopper. You gotta crank the deal around to disconnect the head, the head,
Simply
and disconnect.
Simply explain to me how a vacuum works.
Quiet, Dick.
Dyson
quiet,
vacuums
Dick.
are a scam
right?
too.
And then
they're crap.
And then you've got
Simply explain to me how that Kirby works.
This is not the part where you talk.
Hold on.
I just want to know where your level of knowledge is.
I'm muting you real quick.
Okay, perfect. Okay, right. And then you take off the whole head of it, right? Then you go to the closet. We're like, where the hell's the hose? You run to that. You get the hose. You bring it back. You put it on there, and you're like flippity flip to get it connected. Hold on, I'm not done yet.
All right.
And then you're like, all right, let me vacuum the stairs. Oh, guess what? It only goes up a third of the stairs because that damn hose is too short. You're like, okay, I'll bring it to the top of the stairs.
Yeah,
you bring you lug that thing to the top of the stairs, right? And then you go down, you do the top third of the stairs. And you're like, damn it, this vacuum only gets top third, bottom third, middle third. Nah, we just won't get that dirty. How about that, kids? Hey, kids, don't use the middle third of the stairs. We can't vacuum that damn thing because we got a
personal
Kirby.
experience.
Is Toon glitching out? I like the drunk Toon.
That's happened to
Making more
Toon.
Moscow mules.
He hasn't had a chance to bring it up in therapy yet, so this is good for him.
So, you know what we did?
I had to demonstrate these Kirby vacuums in random people's houses.
Obviously,
I was stuck in these houses.
Obviously, you're like, don't ask me to put the hose on. That's not a good idea. So you know what I got? Brenda, what did I get? What did I get?
I'm sorry. What? I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
So Brenda, what vacuum did I get when I got sick of that damn Kirby? Say it.
A Dyson?
I got a damn Dyson and I love it.
You like the
really?
Dyson?
I do. I love the Dyson.
Sphere? What is it called? The Dyson sphere?
Yeah, I got the sphere. I wish. Okay, so now here's what's cool. We just got a Roomba.
Oh yeah, Roombas are good.
You know what I named it?
Oh, I know what you did. I know what you named it.
What?
DJ Newman?
No, he named it
Oh, he had a quiz.
I said it the other day.
Yeah, I know. When Dan was on,
I named mine "Wasted Money."
LOL. You must not have the Wi-Fi version, Jack.
It's
AEC Radio's got it. It's
what is he?
AEC Radio got it. He gave it to
you.
Oh, it's Dyson?
No,
Dark Helmet.
Dark Helmet.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it was a Spaceballs reference.
Which
we're talking about.
Which Dick Wayne was mentioning Spaceballs just a little bit ago. So back to you, Dick Wayne.
Yeah, I know where you got your physics from.
Listen. I didn't know you could go plaid until I saw Spaceballs. I didn't realize there was anything past light
explain
speed.
to me how a vacuum works.
How does a vacuum work? Well, let me put it in terms you can understand.
A vacuum or a vacuum cleaner?
A vacuum cleaner. Yes.
This is a gotcha question. Everyone pay attention.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I sorry. You must not have known what I meant when I said fucking vacuum.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Yeah. So
there's a difference between a vacuum and a vacuum cleaner.
That's right.
I'm gonna put it in very simple terms.
Go.
Think of it as a fan that blows out from the area instead of into the area. That's it. Just think of it that way.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Or a simple way, like how Roombas work, is it's just a brush that brushes up dirt into a pan.
No, the Roomba
That's also called a vacuum.
Dick wants to burn us all with his little. What's so? Then what, Dick?
The Roomba does have a vacuum, a suck applicator inside of it.
Fits perfectly where you guys are mentally. That is something you can understand.
So you want him to say that the air blows out, creating a low pressure, right?
Oh my
the
God.
vacuum of space.
I know why a
is an extremely
vacuum
low pressure
cleaner
area with very little
does
matter
what it
in
does.
All right, guys. I hate to be a party pooper, but I didn't realize it was after 11, and Max has his after show.
Oh.
So
the Chihuahua.
The Chihuahua.
I like Weekend Mike better.
I thought Max was fantasizing about
Fuck,
Holly.
I'll go over there if you guys can fucking keep bringing physics.
All right. Well, it was an after show for the moon landing debate.
Yes.
So I feel like it's a little off topic, but
all right. I'm gonna pop on. I got some super chats to read, and then I'm gonna get everybody over onto Max's show.
yeah,
So-
I'm gonna. All right. When I end the stream. All right. Thank you, Toon, for joining in.
Bye, everybody.
Appreciate ya.
See you later.
Bye.
Right.
Keep it real.
Bye, Toon.
Suck, MCToon.
Dick's final word. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. I'm somebody. I got excited. Rossi says y'all missing the point. We can't do Zoom in 2025 is his proof that we couldn't possibly go to the moon in 1969. My goodness. If only he could figure out how to just be a participant in like follow the format like an adult. My goodness, he poor guy. I mean, he's a good sport about it at least. Panel 73, Pable 73 says, Ross, you had me at first piece of evidence for 750 Uruguayan pesos. Thank you very much for that. Stefan Venny says Vogon poetry is milder than this presentation. Was that my present? 821. That was probably his presentation. Yes. Mr. E-Man sent 5 memberships. Awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. Make sure you thank him. Fletcher Boy is a new member at Newton. That's awesome. G-Cat, the Catstronaut, has a member super chat that says, I turned 33 today. Don't tell them. Really? I didn't think G-Cat, the Catstronaut, was that old. Looking good for 33. Papa Russian says, first rule about Sci-Fi Club, you don't talk about Sci-Fi Club. It's always so funny. Like, all of Ross's credentials are crap. He's like, I got a job offer from NASA when I was in college at Portland University. Dude, you went to a job fair. And at the job fair, maybe there was a NASA booth. And they're like, hey, you should come work for us. He's like, I got a job offer. It's like Ralph from The Simpsons. That's his understanding of these things. Stefan Venny says, MC, you're a saint for not losing it with this weirdo. I have plenty of proof. Oh my goodness, he is a weirdo. I mean, he's basically Shaggy. You know, he's like, I got a doctorate in natural medicine. Sure you do. That's right. You're gonna do some homeopathy on us. You're gonna maybe be like, oh, I sense some things. Let me fix them. There, you're better. Right. Borg Emporia, I did have fun seeing FTFE. It was great. It was too short. Like, we were super busy. Like, it was just run the whole time. Like, I'd love to have more time. But anyway, Mr. E-Man says this guy is at the demountable shed at the high school area waiting to attend to his janitorial duties. I mean, he's like, NASA told us these things. Like, oh, wait, us? Who's us? The Chinese Space Agency. Because I'm the Chinese Space Agency. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're the janitor there. I'm gonna, after this, I'll finish this, and then I'm gonna pop over to Max's just briefly because I got some other stuff to do here. I'm not doing any plumbing tonight. I'm doing some other work tonight. Jack Vetter says, yes, NASA tried to hide it by providing it. Yeah, that's exactly it. like NASA gave all these things. They're like, oh, they tried to hide. Like, that's not how it works. Matthew Lott says no air resistance to stop it moving once it starts moving. Well, okay, so the flag was on screen, then it was off screen, then it was on screen, then it was off screen, right? It went back and forth. So if it's on screen and then there's gas coming out of the lander, then it could blow it. And then when that gas stops blowing, then it'll come back to its rest position. He's like, well, its rest position was off screen. Well, how do you know that? How do you know that there wasn't blowing on it at the time? And somebody said that they moved it, the astronauts were off screen and they moved the flag. I don't know if that's the case or not. I don't know if we have evidence for that, but that'd be interesting. And that's the thing, like, he only wants to have these gotchas, right? In order to have a conversation about it and actually understand it, you'd have to have like extremely huge knowledge of every single thing that happened on every single NASA mission to say, oh, well, yes, somebody was off screen. You know, one of the astronauts were working over there and they moved the flag or not. I don't know what did happen, but if that's the case, you'd have to do. Requiem for a Dream says, I too gave up midway up the stairs today. That friggin' cord. Yes. They need to make a Roomba for stairs. That would be cool. But I don't know. We had a Kirby and the person that was a manager was a friend. And so he sent over one of his workers like, oh, yeah, and anyway, we bought it. Yes, that was a while ago. We bought it. We used it. It does. The thing about Kirby's is the suction on it is very, very high. Everything else about the Kirby sucks. The bag, no fun. The Dyson, no bag. I love that. We have had 2 Dysons, in fact. And the cool thing about Dyson, you can fix just about anything. And when I had a problem with our previous one, our first Dyson, I drove all the way up to Edina at the Dyson whatever showroom there, and I'm like, hey, can you fix this? Something was broke on it, right? And they're like, oh, you know what, this is out of service anymore, we don't, but you know what, somebody gave us one of their old vacuums and I have this part here, so I'll do that. So they're like yeah, we'll let you know when it's done. So it was like later that day or the next day, and I came back, they're like, here we go, we have it fixed. They show, yep, they did fix it. It's got a mismatched part on it. And I'm like, cool, all right, well, thanks. How much? They're like, free. Who fixes their equipment for free at a store where they would just sell you one? Dyson does that. I'm like, that's the way, by the way, people, that's the way to get a customer to really like you. I'm like, well, the next vacuum, because of this, because I know that when something breaks on it, after I've had it for a while, I can get it fixed potentially for free. Like, I'd pay to get it fixed. But I'm like, the fact that they were willing to do that, and that was just what they do, is pretty cool. And I looked at their reviews on I don't know, online somewhere, Yelp or Google or something, and it was full of reviews of people saying the same thing. I'm like, okay, I guess I don't need to leave a review. There's 100 people that already left the same review. So Hyper says customer service equals return customers. Absolutely. And, you know, I know that because, you know, I write software, and if you piss off your customer, you don't have a customer. You need service. You need good service. So Rossi says, which of his are ionizing radiation, when I was pressing him on radiation. And that's a good question. Which is ionizing radiation? Of course, yes, there are different sources of particles that come in, but how many of them are there? How many galactic particles are coming in? Is it a lot? Is it a little? He doesn't know because he doesn't know what type of radiation it is. But when it comes to gamma particles, which are photons, they need to be ionizing. It has to be in the X-ray range. It's where it starts. Specifically, the cesium atom is the atom that has the lowest ionization energy. So that's where they draw the line. They're like, okay, any photon that has enough energy to ionize a cesium atom is ionizing radiation. I don't remember the specific number, but it's in the X-ray range. And so then different elements have different ionization levels. Obviously, cesium being the entry point, and you get higher and higher before they get to where somewhere in, at some rate, then they basically all photons have enough energy if the conditions are right to ionize things. So gamma radiation would not cause you to turn green and get muscular, though. Green Bull says, I think this guy got his degree from the same school JM Truth got his from. I got mine from a proper school, the University of Lake Titicaca. It's my favorite lake. Jay Donachie says, what's up, Toon? What's up, Jake? I will show him one of your mugs right here. Inquisitive infidel, it jumps, says documentation and evidence, please. And that is, of course, what no conspiracy theorist has. They just have belief. They're like, they did this for this reason. Oh, wow. How do you know that? Belief. It has to have been in order for the conspiracy to be true. It's just blind faith that's necessary. And he really did not understand the frame rate part, right? And he's like, oh, they changed the frame rate while they were recording it. Evidence and documentation. You expect me? Yes, I do expect you to have evidence for your claims. Icy Spin says Dick is a troll and pointless and mind-numbing. He is. Can you imagine? Like, if you worked with him down as a taste tester at the urinal cake factory, can you imagine, like, working with him every day? It'd be tough. It'd be really tough. M Mill 9999 says, please, MCToon, I need help with my cat. He makes me a slave. I love it. But help. You have a PhD, right? Yes, definitely. In catography, catastrophe, cations. That's what it, cations. I have a PhD in cations. Wayne, that's not a dick, for $2 says that Dick really gives Wayne's a bad name. MCToon, dude, Harry Potter Nays team solved the space thing. You mean NASA team? I went to the Harry Potter store on Saturday. It was pretty cool in Chicago. On Saturday we did a lot. This weekend we did a lot. On Friday, I picked up Craig and Rubik's at the airport. And then it was a 12-mile drive to the hotel. Took over an hour. It was busy traffic in Chicago. Then we took a Lyft to Gino's East, had a Chicago Fire pizza and a pepperoni pizza. Oh, it's my favorite restaurant. Then we went, my wife and daughter were not interested in going to the meetup at the bar. So we dropped them at the hotel and then went to Brando's. It's got what plants crave. And at Brando's, we met with Ralph and John and Ken. Good to meet all three of you there. Craig had a bit. He had a bit like that Moscow Mule I made. That was nothing compared to what Craig had. Then on Saturday, we 10 o'clock had the panel with Shiva. Then after that, we went to the Science Museum. After that, we went to some Irish bar before Ed DeBevick's because we had a reservation at 5. Then we went to Ed DeBevick's at 5. I recorded something I need to publish still with Craig and I. Then after Ed DeBevick's, we walked to the Harry Potter store, and then from there, Craig and Rubik's got on an Uber and went to the train station. Well, we all went in. I'm sorry. Went to the hotel. They picked up their stuff, and we stayed there. And then we were gonna maybe do a bunch of stuff on Sunday. Craig was gone, just my family. We went to a couple shops, walked around Michigan Avenue a little bit, and then went home. There you go. It was great though. It was great. Loved seeing Craig. It's been too long. So Inquisitive Infidel for $5 says, so we need to stop using anything we don't personally understand. Ignorance should limit us all. Apparently, according to Dick Wayne. But of course, Dick Wayne doesn't understand anything at all either. So I don't know where he gets off doing that, because my goodness, he understands nothing. Jimmy Madison 42 says every satellite dish from a subscription service in the U.S. points south. None will ever point north of 90 or 270 degrees. If a ground tower, those south of a tower would point north. None do, not ever. And that's very true. It is ridiculous for flat earthers to claim that satellite signals are from towers or mountains or balloons. Because while you may find the occasional tower or mountain that are in line with an antenna, with a dish, that is the exception. The rest are not. When you live in Minnesota, you got no choice unless you live just north of Shoreview. Shoreview has a lot of the transmission towers for the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. Icy Spence says I sent link to your DM for Max. Yes, I'm gonna pop in there. And like I said, I was in northern Minnesota. There's no towers, and in fact, south of us was a big lake, so nothing. They're like, oh, it could be balloons. It could not be balloons because balloons move. And this is how stupid flat earthers are. You're stupid. You point that dish at a very specific spot in the sky. You move it a little left or right or up or down, you don't get a signal. And then you bolt it in, you crank that tight, and then you don't move it. If it's a balloon, it would move. And the geometry would not work. Because the geometry, I know, specifically causes every single dish to point to the same spot in a three-dimensional space around a sphere. Right? So, and it would be different geometry if it were flat, or if we're bouncing off of the dome, or if it was a single balloon servicing all of Minnesota. None of that works. None of that works. And flat earthers are just stupid and gullible to think that there is any rational explanation for that. They're so dumb. Anyway, Wayne, that's not a dick, says, I've never watched a panel of nerds beat on a dick before, but I'm all here for it. That came out so weird. Tim Davidson says, inert is the opposite of outa-ert. Mr. E-Man says, Toon still has King Crew's book. I do. King Crew, I will be in Florida in February. Not down near you, though. So, one of these days. Wayne, that's not a dick, for $5 says, Dick Wayne is just throwing in whatever dumb thought that comes to his head. He's really shooting blanks. He certainly is. Tim Davis says, is Dick Wayne the secret identity of Flatman? Could be. Then he says again, his theme song is nuh-uh, Flatman. You're welcome for putting that in. Wayne That's Not a Dick says, Kirby's aren't vacuums, they're a whole home deep cleaning system. Oh my gosh, that sounds like marketing materials. Like, they do have an extremely powerful suck applicator. But that's it. Everything else about them is just... it was constant just fighting with it. And I was the only one in the house that could take off and put on the front thing with the... If you've never done it, it's a pain, because right out the front of there's one motor, and the front of the motor has the rod that spins to turn the beater bar. And so there's a belt that goes over that, goes down around the beater bar and then back up, and it does a 90-degree turn as it goes down, right? And it's part of the simplicity of the design. So it sticks out the front there. And then, but you have to take it off in order to put the hose on. So how do you get that belt off? Well, there's a crank in there. You right. So the belt's like this. All right. The belt's sitting there like this, right, in front of the rod, and then the rod come from, right, and then there's a hook that kind of sits here like this, right. That's on the front of the head, and so then you flip out this lever and then you crank it around. What that does is that then hooks the belt and lifts it up off of that rod so that you can take away the front then, right? Then you put on your other part that doesn't have a beater bar, so it doesn't connect into the rod, and then that has the hose on it. Then you take that off, and you got to put the thing back on. Now, if you didn't get it off right, then that belt is no longer hooked on the rotating part, and so now you've got to wrestle with that to get that hook back in the right spot, so that you can then tip it onto the face again and then unhook it. All of this versus another vacuum where you're like, oh, let me just lift this thing out, hose, put it back in, all done. I'll take that, please. Frieza Gorder says, New Glenn launch/landing thoughts. Are they, when is it happening? I don't know. I haven't been following very closely on them. So I don't have any thoughts, I guess. King44 for 50 Kiwi bucks says, hundreds of years, amazingly clever people doing science to give us the modern world, and the effing cloud laughing when you say gravity and wallowing in his ignorance. Dick, F off and live in a world that doesn't use the science you deny. Oh yeah. Wayne That's Not a Dick for $10 says, MCToon, I accidentally deleted Tyson Dog's chat. I was careless with the mod powers bestowed upon me. Take thine wrench from me and throw it at Dick Wayne. Hit him in the wiener with it. Hey, if it was accident, I saw that happen, and the solution is nice. Well, if it was just deleting it, if you time them out, then somebody else can go and retime them out for 10 seconds, and then basically it's done. So, Jay Donachie for $10 says, just a couple days ago, I was watching some mimes performing in the park. I stopped to watch them. The van pulled up and two more mimes kidnapped me and they did unspeakable things to me I can't talk about. It's true. It's not the builder. It's not the Freemasons. It's not the Illuminati. It's not the Build-A-Bear group. It's not the Jesuits. It's the freaking French mimes. They're the ones. Never trust them. Evil Producer 1 says, I misspoke. I meant to say geosynchronous orbit instead of geostationary. Yeah. There are different orbits. But yeah, if you're going to have a satellite dish, sorry, and you don't want to have to move it constantly, like be on a motor, which pretty much is all of them, in order to receive a signal, you want to point it to a specific satellite and then not move it. It needs to be in the same spot in relation to the surface of the Earth. And it's really cool how that works. You get the mass of the Earth, number one, and then you determine the centrifugal acceleration necessary while orbiting the Earth to equalize that value, the value of the downward acceleration, which is in this instance the centripetal. Now, of course, as you get farther away from the surface of the Earth, it diminishes. So you need to compute the specific spot that this happens. It is independent of the mass. And that spot then is going to be, and if you put it over the equator, it will rotate orbit around the Earth every 1 day. It's quite far away. That's how you do it. It's really cool. If you're interested in a little bit of a challenge, it's high school algebra. Go figure it out for yourself. How high is that? I've done it. It's pretty fun. And by fun, I mean, I'd like doing that kind of nerdy stuff. Bob says, last time I saw Globey McGlobeface was in a photo with MCToon months ago. Whatever happened to that guy? He got busy. Life stuff happens. And he had to go do some other stuff, and he's busy. I think it's busy with work is what it is. So I've talked to him since then a couple times, and yeah, he's got a lot going on. I don't know what is going on TikTok though. If I upload things to TikTok, they get the flatties there report my videos instantly. And so all my videos get held. Basically, TikTok's like, yeah, your video is held for reasons. And I appeal it every time, and it's released every time, but then it doesn't promote the video. Like there's no views on it. So I'm like, well, screw it. I can't get views on TikTok. I won't try. And when I do live streams there, a lot of the time the flatties will report me because they're so scared of me. And then I'll get booted by the system from the call, but there's no reason for it. Right. So it's TikTok, it's all like basically user reported. And so since the flatties get so deathly scared of me on TikTok, then it does tend to boot me off. And I don't do enough, and I don't care enough on there because I do most of the stuff here on YouTube. So Rossi says, I need a new dust filter for my Hoover Max Extract Pressure Pro Model 60. If you know, you know. I don't know. Battlebrought said it launched at 3 p.m. Eastern. Oh, well, I was working at 3 p.m. Eastern. That was probably part of it. Somebody had sent me, hey, can you review this document that I wrote up? Well, yeah, let me have a look at it. Dakin has a super chat for $1 with no message. So thank you for that. Let me see. Jack Fetter says, a little insulting. You need to know his educational background. My own degree from Acme U in Eastern Slobovia is as valid as any 3-month degree. Yes. Like a natural medicine doctor is BS. Anybody can get it. Brenda Create says, have you seen Facatzoid's Humiliation by Dr. Blitz? I have not, but I heard about it. Oh, it was a reference to Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. I've only watched like 3 or 4 episodes of the first season of Breaking Bad, and that was it. So I spend a lot of my time watching YouTube videos of flatties. So for your edutainment. Tim Davidson says, yes. In the words of Appa, take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, take a chance. Guess what song that was called? All right. I had to read a couple old ones there. William Foley says, TikTok is the Moss Eisley of the internet. Oh, yeah. Dakin says, I want to know who maintains the dome so no gouges or scorch marks show up from all the rockets hitting it. Not only that, but like it's the nuclear bombs that flatties claim was being aimed at, even though the height that they exploded doesn't make any sense at all. Because some of them, the rocket went up, and on the way down it exploded. Well, that's a pretty piss poor way to try to break the dome, to go beyond the dome and then come back. How do you go beyond it? Who knows? Okay. I'm going to get Max's. If anybody wants to grab it. Let's see. Yerba Mate debate. Yerba Mate talks. There it is.
These things.
He's live right now. I'm going to put this in right here, and I'm going to update mine so that it causes all of you to automatically go to his. Let's see. Stream set. Where is it? Customization, redirect. There it is. Aha! I did it. The redirect is ready to go. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. I will be live on Saturday for the big Shiva panel part 2. I hope you're ready. Putting in a lot of work. And PD194, contact me. Everybody, we'll see you next time. Here we go.
MCToon, drop that beat.
All right. Let it flow. Let yourself go. You know, that's not the outro I'm going to do. I'm going to do this one. All right. Bye. Here we go.
MCToon, drop that beat.
All right. Let it flow. Let yourself go. So I know that is the tempo.
So, yeah, let's do this. So.
Let's do this. Yo, debunking tycoon. I shatter flat earthers, make them face the moon. Your attempts are decent, but they'll swoon in the face of my logic like a deflated balloon.
Oh, MCToon, the one soon cartoons. On your real say, send it first to their views. Your theories are like old brews, sweeping ignorance or just spreading the views.
FDFE stands for fumbling the facts, evidently. I drop truth bombs so splendidly. Your approach is soft, mine's unrelenting. I bring the science while you're just venting.
MCToon, the platoon with silver spoon. I tackle pseudoscience, make them change their tune. You're the sidekick, I'm the rude. When it comes to debunking, I'm the rude.
But hey, FDFE, we share the creed to educate and debunk the plant the seed. Though in this rap, it's clear indeed I got the upper hand in word indeed. All right, hold on a second. The Zoom call died. Everything died. No.